So you guys began to make your way back through the Sunder Citadel, and you made your way back into the room where you first met Meepo, and you were met by Ystrel, the Kobold leader, performing some sort of sacrifice with 4 goblins, had them tied up within the fire pit, and they were sort of chanting and moving around and doing lots of cool stuff. And Carcrax was there, her head had been removed, and Ystrel had taken her skull for herself as a nice little helmet, and the wings had been sort of chopped off and used for as shields by some of the kobolds. Battle sort of ensued. You weren't challenged too much. Urki was the prime target for the kobolds. Their hatefulness towards gnomes coming through throughout the battle. You eventually disposed of all of the kobolds that you could find. Savina utilized the body of Calcrax and took the skull back from Tara, who was attempting to use it as some form of lovely helmet, and with those materials managed to summon a familiar, who she is referred to as Callie. At the same time, Karnaka, Ashby, and Shay went to explore the throne-like area that the kobolds were sitting in the last time you met, where Shay took the key for the stone dragon door, and Karnaka treated herself to a few lovely gifts. Just trying to remember what you received. You received Quells for the token.
Yes,
a tree
and
one.
a scroll of Spider-Kind.
Yes, and you still have 2 other scrolls, which you have not dealt with yet. But neither Shay or Ashby was able to read them. You also gained 3 small flasks that contained some form of red liquid with little glowing bubbles in them. Once you were sort of done with the kobolds in this area, you guys decided to make your way back to the dragon card relief stone door that led towards the sort of southwestern area of the Sunder Citadel. The key fit the door, and you guys made your way in, and you were met by this sort of eerie globe that was sort of glowing, and upon further inspection let out an eerie mystical sort of musical noise, which caused Savina to pull up her skirts and flee, closely followed by Uramon. Before any sort of foul play could take place with Savina, Shay very quickly drew an arrow and destroyed the globe, which seemed to end the effect on Savina, leaving Uramon and Savina in pitch blackness. But unfortunately, Ash went back to fetch them. You guys then made your way further towards down these sort of chambers, past a trap and past some sort of dragon riddle, which seemed to be with this sort of dragon sculpture, and that's essentially where you guys are now. The room that you guys have just entered, the floor is sort of cloaked with dust, as for all the previous rooms. This area of the Sunder Citadel doesn't seem to have been inhabited for a long time. Along the walls, there are 6 alcoves, 3 to the north and 3 to the south. Every alcove, except for the southwestern one, which is this one, holds a humanoid figure carved of the same red-vined white marble of the dragon sculpture in the other room. And these figures resemble tall elves in plate armor. There's also the stone archway towards the western end of the hall, which seems to open up into a wide room which has this sort of greenish light emanating from it. There's also the dark pit situated for the archway. How would you guys like to proceed?
Eramorn's just like looking back and forth between the 2 sides of like armor. Do they look like they could be moved, as if like activated or something like that?
You can make a perception check. Okay, cool. So you're gonna like have a look at all the alcoves, or you're looking at a specific alcove?
He's probably just looking in between both this and this one down here.
So there's nothing to indicate that those would be moved or designed to be moved. They look like they're just there for ornaments purpose.
But if we're going to proceed, let's be cautious about it. And he'll take a few slow steps. And then get real nervous that no one else is following him. Jeez, guys!
I can't wait for you to fall into another 10-foot hole.
The last time that I ran towards something, it created some weird music and everyone ran away, so I'm just a little cautious.
Yes, we should be wary of trap.
Wary of the fact that you guys are pretty cautious as you move forward, Uramon, you probably do notice towards this southwestern alcove where there isn't a statue of any kind. The dust in the room seems to be disturbed by very small tracks that start in the southwest alcove, and it's difficult to determine how long they've been there because the tracks seem to be filled in enough that the disturbance might have occurred dozens of years ago, or it might have occurred more recently, but by something that was very light-footed. And you can just see them on the map there as well.
Yeah. He'll turn back to the group. Well, something's been here. Maybe we should check it out. And move towards the alcove. Like, peek in.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to have a better look, anyone is willing to make a perception check if they wish.
I will.
Come here, V.
Okay.
So are we worried that the statues will attack us?
I mean, everything else has been trapped so far.
I just assume everything will attack us.
Yes.
I am inclined to agree with Ashby. I think it is safe to assume that everything is going to attack us.
Yes.
So should we smash them before they have the opportunity?
Oh, but that might trigger something else.
It could.
True.
It's best to approach light-footed and not to activate any traps.
Are the footsteps that Uramon can see coming in or out of the alcove, or both?
They are leading away from the alcove towards the pit. With your perception checks, there are nothing seems to be out of the ordinary about these statues to you, and there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary about the alcove that is empty.
Is there a these other statues are obviously on a platform, correct? Like you can see underneath them. Is there a platform in that alcove, but the knight's missing? Is that what's kind of happening there?
No.
Okay.
The alcove is simply empty.
So
Piss
someone
just-
carried?
Hard to tell. Wherever they went across the pit into that room.
Well, perhaps we should just carry on into the room then, if that was what we are here for, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna send V ahead to look in the room.
Shay,
Hmm?
did you prepare detect magic today?
I have sadly run out of all my spells.
You can literally cast detect magic if you prepared detect magic. I did not, because I needed to prepare lesser restoration for someone.
Yes, I have also not prepared detect magic.
Oh, lovely.
Kanaki, you may have Volatoy do a perception check if you wish.
Ooh, I pressed the wrong button.
Uh,
He has the skill
That's okay.
perception.
I think that appears. Oh, does he? What does it add?
Yeah, +3.
Okay, so we already got 14. That's fine. Within the chamber, towards the western end of the sort of end chamber that you sent Volatoy into, the tiles here that cover the floor and walls seem to have a violet hue to them, though they all appear to be sort of cracked and broken, revealing the rough hewn stone beneath. Volatoy can see that there are sconces attached to the walls at each corner, and one of them is holding a torch that burns with the greenish fire that's producing the light that you can see from the room you're currently in. The main feature of the room is a marble sarcophagus, easily 9 feet long, which lies in the room's center. You can just make out through Volatoy's vision that the coffin is carved with dragon imagery, and the head of the sarcophagus resembles a dragon's head. Rust and iron clamps can be seen firmly locking down the lid.
It seems that either something doesn't want us to get in, or something shouldn't be able to get out in this room ahead.
That is what I suggested not a few moments ago.
That's pretty much every room we've come across.
It's ominous.
However, there is the dragon's head in there, so I don't know if Tara wants to have
I wondered.
this.
I wondered.
Wait. The floor is like glowing purple right now. And there is...
Is it the purple that we've seen before? In the room before Calcrix? Or is it the purple?
Is it the purple we've seen before? DM?
No, it's not. It's not like a haze like you saw previously. It's just the marble itself has a violet hue to it.
No,
So
it's not
the
a
colour
haze
of the
that we
Bible.
saw previously.
Yeah, and at this point, you can see Urki's kind of leaning over the pit. I don't think I'm going to be able to climb down there and climb back up. It's quite a way for someone as smart as me.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. I had a plan to get you across.
A plan? You've been thinking about me and how to get across? Or I think me and you are going to be new best buddies. He gives you a little punch to like your mid-thigh.
Ermorn cripples. Tara, before we go removing skulls from fixtures, let's investigate it a little bit before you just rip it from its holding, yeah?
A little, I guess, but I really wondered.
And from where you guys are stood now, you can see that this pit is 10 foot deep, and the bottom is lined with spikes that look like they would be pretty nasty to fall upon. You can see that the walls of the pit seem to be quite rough, and you can evaluate that they would offer some form of handholds if you did need to climb down.
We could just jump over, couldn't we?
Yeah, that's what. Also, is this ledge enough to shimmy across for smaller people?
No. And I will say, if you're looking to jump over this one, although your characters can physically do it, you'd have to make a wisdom saving throw because of the psychological effect of the spikes in the pit.
Gotcha. I'd do it. Ermorn's not scared. So, who's going over first? My plan is obviously to throw Urky Timbers across.
Yes, throw the gnome.
I was going to throw him first, but I think someone should be over there. That's not fair to him.
Tara will go over. She's eager.
Of course she will. Wait. Before you do anything, just come here for a second, and I will cast guidance on Tara.
Yeah, son.
Tara.
Tara, what did you do?
Womp womp.
I rolled a 20 for initiative.
That's what I did.
It'll be okay.
Oh, music.
Oh, fuck, I rolled a fucking 18. Damn.
We're really pretty good. The torch rolled really bad.
The torch rolled for Sabina.
That was me.
Good going,
Let's
Toot.
see.
Wenzel's not even a real person. He's a sentient torch.
It's true.
I am afraid that you guys are going to be surprised for this first round.
Oh, no.
You're killing us, Alex. You
Literally.
killed him.
What did I
I
roll
wonder
for
what
you?
we're fighting. What are we fighting?
Did I? Oh, 11,
So,
yeah.
Tara,
Mm-hmm.
you run, you leap, and you have this sort of cocky look as you land on the other side. And as you land, you just hear this, "Bow!"
Oh,
I need you to make a.
What the fuck is that?
It's
I need you to make
tiny.
a wisdom saving throw.
Looks
No,
kind of like
I'm so
Stitch.
bad at those.
oh, I love Stitch.
19!
No,
yeah, well done.
Nice.
Well done. Yeah, as you can see that this small sort of creature in front of you, it's this sort of 2 foot tall green humanoid with a sort of barbed tail and horns, has like clawed fingers and toes, which seem to be have this sort of vile liquid that seems to be falling from its sort of fingertips, and he looks like this.
Oh, to push that. Oh, look at you, you creepy little thing.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Gross.
No.
He has 5 fingers and 2 toes. Doesn't make sense.
His eyes
Okay.
freak me out.
That's weird.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I don't like that.
Okay, so
Why
a lot of
can't
you
we
guys
make
got
creatures?
20 for your initiative. So you guys can decide between you who's going to go first and who's going to go last.
I'm low on health, so I'd rather not go up first.
So we pick Tara first? I mean, that probably makes sense. in this
Yes.
situation.
Sure.
You happy for Callie to go before you, Shay, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, cool. Okay, we'll go with that order then. So, Tara, that brings us around to you. This small, little annoying green humanoid has just appeared in front of you.
Now that
What
is
would you like to do?
disturbing. I'm gonna stab it.
Tara's answer to everything.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Of
stab it.
course.
Nice.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
13 damage.
What else would you like to do?
Did I hit it?
You hit it, yeah.
But
you do feel that your rapier isn't able to pierce through it as it hits its sort of skin. You can feel it has a sort of solid, scaly-like feel to it.
Damn
Your
it.
rapier doesn't go as deep as you would have liked.
Don't forget that her rapier is magical and +1.
Yes, that's fine.
What the frick?
She's gonna move around it just so that the others can come over, and that's all she's gonna do.
Okay. Callie.
Savina's gonna sort of like grumble at Callie, and then she'll fly over and just perch on Tara's shoulder.
Get in there, you little bitch.
Get off of me!
Shay.
Oh wait, so where is it?
You see this
Is it-
horrible little green humanoid is sort of laughing manically at Tara at this point in time.
Is Calcrix on it?
Calquix is on Tara.
Oh, okay, just because all I can see is I can't see where the thing is.
The thing is what is directly in front of you.
Okay, because I can see Calcrix, so I was confused.
I think you can see Callie's name on top of its head.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I see. There it is. Okay, well I'm just gonna go back as far as I can because I'm just gonna pull out my longbow, which I have now.
Hey.
And I'm just gonna let it fly.
Nice.
Nice.
And you just see as your arrow just hits it in the side, and you see it just whacks against the dragon's sort of sarcophagus here, and Tara, you see as its eyes seem to close, and then its body starts to disintegrate into some form of dust.
Oh,
That was odd. Good shot.
what?
What did I do?
What did I do?
It looks so
What was
playful,
that
guys.
thing?
I don't know, but it was green and it was laughing really weirdly.
To be
It
fair,
didn't even
Tara,
attack us.
We did just kind of react to it.
You should have murdered
You
it.
guys killed something that just was trying to play a joke on us. I mean,
You know,
Well,
I think
it
we've
played
been
a
down
joke on the
here
wrong
long
people
enough.
there.
Maybe they're going crazy.
we've been in here long enough.
We've been down here long. It's fair to say that all of us are a little bit jumpy, considering, the amount of times we've fallen unconscious.
Yeah, and it just felt like a fight. I don't know. I feel like there was this energy, this fight music in my head, and I just couldn't picture it.
It's just a thrill of
You
battle,
heard
I
it too?
understand.
Yes.
You guys do get 28 experience points for your trouble.
Woohoo.
Oh.
Don't feel that bad anymore, but
What are we on now? Someone do maths.
1117.
1117. People who do quick maths terrify me.
I'm sorry.
Ermorn will look down to Urki. Are you ready there, little fella?
Ready for what?
Ermorn just picks him up and
Yeah.
one arm on the collar, the other arm on his pants, and just fucking he's swinging the battering ram and just lets go of Urki.
Yeah.
You just do a
Athletics or
yeah, just for you're gonna be able to do it. I just want to see if you get a crit or something.
Guys.
Cool. Yeah, you just sort of
Dying.
grab him and just what are you doing to me?
It'll all be over soon.
This high arch.
And Tara, you see as he sort of lands on his belly and sort of slides up against the sarcophagus, rubbing his head. Oh, I'd rather you not do that again. To be honest with you, want to take my chances with the spikes.
I'd like to do
Ermor
that
just
the
shakes his
next
head.
time.
Yes,
I
Dad, it's
throw
your
him
go
next?
next.
Yes.
Well, if we're all going over there, and Ermorn will take a few steps back and charge forward, trying to get over there.
Wisdom saving throw if you're going to jump.
Yeah, it's probably gonna fail. Oh, that's charisma. Sorry. Do that.
Oh,
I charmed this one. Oh my god!
And you're you go to run. About the last second, you sort of look down and you see the spikes, and you're overcome with an unnatural fear as you go towards, and you feel yourself not being able to make it towards the end of the pit. You can make a dexterity saving throw. You can have advantage because you have your danger
Listen,
sense.
if there's a hole, Ermorn's gonna fall in it, because that's just campaign. I can't help but fall in holes.
to be fair,
so-
you fall in a lot of pits.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
So at the last
Oh,
second,
nice.
you realise you're not going to make it, and you just sort of extend your arm, and you manage to just grab onto the edge. Oh, do you want a hand there, big fella? You know, Aki just sort of goes up to you, grabs your finger, and he's doing fuck all.
Much appreciated.
You're welcome. I don't know why I'm repaying the favour. What you did to me It wasn't very nice, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, look, I almost didn't even make it across the pit. Who's to say you would have? Say that.
Well, I definitely wouldn't have, to be honest with you, but... Oh, I guess, thank you, I guess.
Well,
That's better.
if you're done climbing your way out, I guess we should be about our business. And
Ermorn will reach his arm out just in case anybody has an issue to provide them with advantage.
Ash is
or
going to
what have you.
cast guidance on himself and make his jump.
So, guidance won't do anything, because it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, well.
Guidance just does skills, doesn't it? But
Yes,
you can
I
make your
didn't
wisdom
know
saving throw with
because I was-
advantage.
Yes, I get the advantage either way, I believe. I didn't know if it was because, you know, I'm short and heavy that I might have to make more of a check, but okay.
No, it's fine because it's still Christ, it's still based off your jump distance is always just whatever your strength modifier. As long as you take a run up. So that's cool.
17.
Yeah, knowing that Uramon's there and the comfort of that doesn't play as much in your mind so much as you go to sort of run up. You manage to make your way over nice and easy.
Oh, plus I'm a brave little halfling.
Oh yeah, there's also that. Kanaka, as you're sort of looking down into the pit, you can start to see sort of certain areas of blood where people have obviously been impaled upon the spikes in previous attempts to get over this pit.
Oy. Kay doesn't run or jump very well, so she is gonna climb into the pit and back out.
Cool. You can make an athletics check.
Oh no. Athletics.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You're able to climb down and back up the other side, not a problem.
Excellent. Ugh,
Oh,
it's fucking disgusting down there.
make sure to
You could
catch
have
me.
jumped over it.
It's pretty disgusting everywhere.
I'm sure
Because
you'll
I
be
don't
fine.
jump
Shay.
very well.
I say as I look like shit. Savina, would you like to go first or should I?
I mean, I feel like we should just have someone to watch our backs, right?
Are you saying you want to stay on this side?
Yes, please.
I'll stay over here with Savina. Use investigate.
Best not be alone, I agree.
Can you take that thing back off my shoulder, please?
I already did.
Thank you.
Right, is there any writing around the dragon thing here?
No, there's no ruins or anything like that like you've seen around any of the sort of dragon statues previously. You do notice that there are 6 rusted iron latches which seem to be holding down the sarcophagus lid.
So wait, is that an actual skull?
Now you're up close, you can see that it seems to be made of the same marble as the actual sarcophagus itself.
I don't think I can wear this as a hat.
No,
I don't think you
doubt
could
it.
either. Look,
That is
there
very
are.
disappointing.
There's one lit torch, and there's 3 sconces in here that are not lit yet. Do you think potentially that has something to do with this thing here?
Maybe.
Listen, I'm not the best person for when it comes to law and legend, but being one that's dealt with primordial beings and the releasings of evil and the sealings of evil, I don't know that we should necessarily open this. Do any of you have any idea what it is before we go messing about?
Well, it's either something incredibly powerful that we don't want to fuck with, hence the iron casings and the things, or it's something worth a lot of gold, in which case I really want to open it.
Maybe it is the grave of a dragon and there is a skull in there.
Are
Or
those
that.
2 things really worth releasing evil upon the world? And he's looking at you very
Are
disappointed.
you
But if
asking,
it is dead, it isn't evil anymore.
are you
It's
asking
just bones.
Tara if a hat is worth evil? I'm pretty sure her answer is going to be yes or more. If you haven't noticed, she really loves hats.
It is a quite odd fascination, I must say.
Is this this lit sconce down here in the bottom, is it magical fire or just like regular fire?
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
I will certainly try.
And while that's going on, Shay and
Nope.
Savina, You guys can make another perception check if you like. I'll just assume that you guys are having a better look around that room while the other guys are talking in the other room.
Sure.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
You can get Callie to make one as well if you like.
Sure. She has advantage. No, it doesn't matter though.
Okay. Yeah. You're unable to tell. It does seem to be quite an eerie green light. It doesn't
Yes.
necessarily look natural. Callie has plus to her perception, yes?
No, she just has advantage.
She has a +1 modifier as well, I think.
It just
Yeah.
says she has advantage on checks that rely on sight.
So, if you see on the sheet under skills, she's got perception +4.
Oh, right.
So
Oh.
you do notice that Callie makes her way behind this statue. It seems to be noting towards the wall. In
It's
that
like, where are you
alcove.
going?
What's it doing? It's creepy.
To try and see what she's doing.
Yeah, and you can see that she seems to be indicating to a certain aspect of the wall, and you can see with the part that she's indicating, it doesn't seem to line up correctly with the rest of the wall.
Just sort of like run my hand. Like, is it like jutting out, or is it just like a weird? Does it look like a texture glitch in a video game?
It looks like can be disconnected from the rest of the wall.
I'm gonna pull it or try and remove it.
Yeah, as you start sort of playing around, you feel that your weight goes forward as you push on it, and you feel like it may be some form of door.
I think Callie found a door here.
Should we investigate it?
Maybe we should wait for the others to come back.
Yes, I'm sorry, morbid curiosity. Yes.
Yeah.
We found the door! I just shout.
Can I look if there's a way to, like, open this thing?
Yeah, you reckon if you break those, you'd have to break the latches, and then you think as long as you and Oromon together could probably lift the lid off as well. Once the
That's
latches
probably not going to happen.
Let's also be careful. I know that sometimes things can look more appealing than they actually are. If you'll recall, I had a bad experience with a book, and for some
That
reason,
is
this
I remember that.
feels very suspicious.
Maybe it's best we just leave it be.
Are there any,
Let's-
like, signs or writing on it?
No, there was
No,
nothing
there
written on it.
But there's literally like a skull. What if there is a real skull?
Tara, what if there's something inside that eats your skull?
If they found a door, let's see what's behind the door. We can always come back across to this.
Maybe like the door leads to whatever's underneath.
Exactly.
Maybe there's untold treasure in the door, so let's check that.
Okay.
Perhaps this is as some people would put it, a red herring. This is not necessarily the treasure that we are seeking, and it is elsewhere. Perhaps by that door that Savina and Shay found. Maybe there is a skull down there that you can have.
Okay. I got it. We're not going in.
Yet. We're not going in yet.
I guess we might as well start making our way to the other side of this.
I
pit,
get to
then.
throw Urky this time.
No! Nobody's gonna throw me this time! I'm gonna try and throw you down!
She's gonna pick him up and throw him over.
I will try something!
That is so
Tara,
adorable.
what's your strength, Tara?
14.
14. Okay, cool, yeah. Do a strength athletics check just for coolness.
Coolness. 19?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really cool.
You sort of throw him across, and you see as Urki skids again, Shay, landing next to you, almost burning himself on the torch that's been left on the floor there.
I pick up the torch.
It's a little candle. I don't actually
That
have
was
torches,
fun.
They're too heavy.
Oh, it's a candle, isn't it?
I
Really
quite
good.
like throwing things as well.
As Urky lands, Kay's just like gonna poke her head out from behind the door and be like, "It's my go next, little one."
Do you want me to throw you?
I don't want you to.
I don't know whether you can throw me, love. You don't have the muscles like the other two.
Kay's gonna mage hand and slap him.
Urki, move out the way.
It doesn't do anything. It's just
Just like
fun.
an I'm
So glad that I found such exciting friends to have these amazing adventures with. Oh.
Unbelievable.
Ash, if you'd like to take the express route, I can give you one as well.
No, I think I'll be okay.
All right. And he'll step
Yes,
back
so,
so you can get in the running room.
Anyone that is jumped over the pit previously doesn't need to worry about making a wisdom save or anything. You've overcome that sort of fear. Karnaka, you're able to climb down in up without any problems because you got a feel for it when you did it last time.
Thank you.
Oh God, we're dancing.
What are you doing? I was like, oh, he's going there. I'll go there.
Are
Oh
you
no,
guys
he's gone there. Oh
cuddling
fuck.
again?
Yes.
Savannah, where is this door that you saw?
It's right in the middle of the one that's not there and the other one. And she'll just like point out where it was.
Ermor will look
Unicorn is
back
now at the door.
and then push open the door.
And as you push open the
Probably
door,
crush whatever armor.
Oh.
it reveals a tiny chamber with dust. Dust is completely coating this whole chamber. However, there do seem to be some form of runes inscribed on the southern wall underneath the coating of dust.
Is there anything interesting in there?
Is it a language
Well,
I
there's
can
no
read?
skull.
At the moment, it's illegible because there's too much dust.
Ermor will take a deep breath and just start like blowing it away. I assume his lung capacity or his lung
There's just sort of dust billowing everywhere in the room.
It's like a
I just-
snowblower being blown right into his face.
Ashby's fine because he's so short. It just goes right over him. It's not a problem. And Ashby, as you can see, as Urmon is sort of blowing this dust away, you can see that the ruins appear to be in Draconic.
Oh, how fortunate.
And it reads, "A dragon priest entombed alive for transgressions of the law still retains the honor of his position."
Ermor looks over towards Ash.
This writing here on the wall says that there was a dragon priest or something that was entombed for breaking the law, but that it still holds its position. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, what if it has something to do with the coffin over there?
Oh, I'm certain that
Probably.
it's the he still holds his position part that I'm not entirely certain what it means. Does that mean he is still a high-ranking priest? Does it mean he's still going to do stupid things? Does it mean I don't understand?
Maybe he's
Ermor
still
just
alive.
shrugs.
Well,
Then it's best we don't disturb him, yeah?
what if he has something nice?
What if we don't disturb him and somebody else disturbs him? What happens then?
Well, I mean, I have the key. We can just lock the door and no one can get back in here.
But that's very boring.
Sometimes
Don't
it's
come
better
back.
to be boring and alive.
Then we
Would
can
it be
always
possible to
return.
make? Would it be possible to make a history check?
A history check.
Yes,
yeah,
to
if
see
you
if we
like.
know about any stories associated with the
Yeah, you certainly
Whoa.
can.
I'm sure Yusser Girl would have known something.
Nice.
Nothing in the history that you know.
Damn it.
Oh, lovely.
The kobold leader would have surely known something, I'm sure. But she's
Do I know
kind of-
anything?
Nice, nice.
Yeah, with what you've seen and what you're sort of pieced together, you start to remember things about like Ashardalon, and there was this rumor of this cult dedicated towards Ashardalon that was led by a group of elves, and you can only assume that this was some form of priest that was part of that cult.
Ah,
But you don't know anything about any sort of transgression. I think it's a very sort of secret community, so nothing was really known. Don't really know anything about the inner goings on of the cult itself.
it does seem odd that they would lock up a leader of a cult for transgressions. I mean, what possible transgressions could you be making in a cult? At that point, you're doing good things, right?
Or taking power for
Probably.
yourself rather than the cult.
Well, that's pretty much what a
Maybe
cult
he
already
stood
does.
on some daisies and they didn't like it, so they locked him up.
Oh, that's a great idea, Urky. Daisy.
You know, that's very possible.
That would be a transgression against Shantae.
You're no Daisy, Urky.
But- This is not Shantae, this is a Shardalon.
That's a very good point you make.
So what did it exactly say on the...
It said mostly what I said. I'm afraid to say things verbatim at this point. That leads to explosions and fireballs and blessing.
He's got a point.
It's back and forth. I
That
don't
is
trust it.
true. That is true.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I am covered in crime and sweat and dirt, and I think I need to see the sun. What say we finally get the fuck out of here?
I agree.
But Cave, there could be shinies.
There could be shinies, but I am not willing to risk my life for it anymore. And as much as I want to know what's inside that fucking crypt, I think it may possibly be the death for all of us.
And as I said, I have the key, so we could always come back some other time.
What else said?
We're
Okay,
going to
we'll start.
vacation in the Sunless Citadel.
Well,
Eh,
she is the leader, so whatever she says.
I'm not the
Or-
leader.
Potentially come back when we're feeling a lot stronger. Isn't
Yes.
that right, Shay?
True, true. I have nothing that can help if something goes wrong. So I'd rather be more prepared.
Okay.
Don't worry, Tara. We'll find you a cool skull hat eventually.
Is it safe to walk over this trap without setting anything off?
Yeah, I think Tara
Uh,
penned
yeah.
the device so it was
Okay.
no longer activated.
There's a scimitar under it.
Excellent.
Oh, this is where I went down. That's right.
Oh shit, yeah, we've all been unconscious now.
Yeah.
Unconscious squad.
Go and leave, and I will lock the door.
Quick, lock Tara and Savina in there. Joke.
Not with Urky Timbers, please. It's a fate worse than death.
You're too
That's what I was going to say. I think we're
And then I lock
Yes.
the door.
Ash?
Oh, is I still not left the room?
No. I need you to make
Oh, joy.
A dexterity.
I think there was
Another
a pit in front of that.
Oh
Woo,
shit!
nice.
Oh damn! Nice.
Yeah, and as you step out into the entrance courtyard, you go to step forward, and then you remember suddenly that there was a trap here. The first time you guys came through, there was a pit that Urmon fell into, and you just sort of step away as the floor like collapses in front of you.
Huh. Who put that back together?
I don't think we stopped it from being a trap last time, did we?
Well, no, but if the floor falls away, I mean, whatever. Let's get
Magic.
out of here.
It's more of a trap.
I can't wait to see the sun.
Okay, we'll be
Elkie, what are you doing?
Alex scares me every time.
I'm just having a little look in this room.
Do you want-
been this. The last time I came this way, I was bound and gagged and dragged like a rag doll.
Oh,
Would you like
That's a
for
good
us to do
idea.
that again? Nice return.
Perhaps
trip.
be glad that you aren't
I'd like to
leaving
do
that
this
way.
again. I am very glad I'm not leaving the way, and I've got my new friends.
Oh god.
Ah, that's right. You and Urmorn, best friends. And I kind of wink at Urmorn. And then I make my way back up the stairs and
Urmor
get the heck out
just
of
shakes
here.
his What? Wait a minute.
Nope, we're already leaving. How do we get out, Alex?
we're trapped.
He's changing
We'll never
the
see the
map.
sun again. No. Transition.
Do. Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot what nicer air feels like. I mean, it's not outside, but
the sky's so beautiful. The color blue.
What time of day is it?
Oh yeah, what time is it?
Yeah,
I'm just-
what time is it?
As you guys start to make your way up, you notice that the sun appears to be starting to set. You get the feeling that it's mid-evening, coming towards sort of late evening, and you get just the last sort of feel of the sun, or the summer sun. The
Shay,
heat
watch out
radiating
for
against
rats.
your bodies as you make your way to the top.
Oh, I will. Oh, I've missed warm colors. So cold down there.
I need a fucking bath.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that
As
rope
you
still
get-
here?
As
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to the top, the rope is still there.
Oh, thank God.
Otherwise, we were kind of stuck.
That could have been good.
So you guys are intending to climb out of the ravine and back to
Yes.
civilization.
Please.
That's fine.
Oh,
Takes you-
Guys, we made
the
it.
world, man.
Takes you a little while to climb up towards the top, and as you sort of get to the top, darkness is starting to sort of settle in around you as night encroaches.
Urmor just
Okay, it's just like-
outstretches. Like just.
There's a shortage.
Oh God, I've forgotten what fresh air smelled like.
Quite pleasant.
Perhaps not as pleasant as I was hoping.
Eh.
Could you all just step back a little?
Oh,
I'm kidding. Ah, are we going to attempt to make it back to town tonight, or
it's
are we
only
just going
2
to
hours
camp out
away.
under the stars?
Well, as much as I like that,
I am
Yeah.
in need of a soft bed.
Oh, that does sound nice.
maybe it's best we address everything in Orcus fast.
Yes, we
Get a
have
true
much to do.
conclusion.
Yes.
So you guys are hoping
So
to
to
travel.
Oakhurst? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Apparently.
you know from last time, it's going to take you the good part of 2.5 hours to travel
Mhm.
back to Oakhurst.
Late night arrival.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys start to sort of trundle your way back to Oakhurst. Becky is constantly walking on the way back. He's excited to be out in the living world and like amongst all the sort of foliage and plants and stuff like that. And he's constantly going up and sort of planting, trying to sort of nourish life as you guys make your way. But eventually,
Hearing robot voices.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna-
No.
I can make out some of the words, but yeah, you're looking at a robot there.
Yeah.
am I robot?
You're good now.
You're good
Very
now.
well.
That entire description's gone.
I'm good.
Oh, that's
You're,
it.
there you
you're
go
a robot
again.
Bad now again.
Well, everybody's a bit robot-y.
Are we?
How about now?
I am a robot.
That
That's
sounds
better.
fine.
So
Yeah,
good.
we're good. It could be Discord just like going out
Yeah.
every now and then.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was just saying, as you guys sort of night really sort of settles in as you guys make your way back to Oakhurst. You can see Erky is full of life now that he's out into the open world, and he's every time he moves past a plant or any foliage, he sort of stops by and tries to breathe some sort of life into the plant, taking care of any plants that look like they are badly mistreated on his way. And constantly just chattering about utter rubbish to you guys as you guys make your way back to Oakhurst. Do you guys want to have any sort of conversations while you're journeying back?
Kay would like to talk to Ash.
Alright.
If he
That's
has
okay.
to.
I'm so ready
she will
to
like kind of
see-
like.
I'm so ready to see Molly again. I can't believe that we're finally free of that accursed place.
Honestly, I did not think we were going to make it out alive. There were times back there where I really thought that was possibly it. Not just for me, but for you as well.
Oh, you have such little confidence in us.
The force of habit, I'm afraid.
Well, to be fair, have we ever died? So then we have a perfect record. I don't know what you're always so worried about.
It's, well, you know, my patron, she gave me this book, and I show Ash the book. I hand Ash the Book of Shadows. I
just like the way this feels.
Ash gets the
Yeah.
willies.
yeah, pretty much.
You hear the chainmail
But-
shaking all the way through.
You see, I don't think she would have bestowed upon me more power if she wasn't going to send me towards something that may possibly end up killing me, or us for that matter. I am scared, Ash. If you saw what I saw at this winter haven, we are walking into something that is a lot bigger than the rest of us.
Fear is not a bad thing, love. Fear is healthy. It's natural. It's the thing that allows us to survive. It's better for us to walk into something afraid and aware of what we're walking into than to walk into it blindly and confidently and get smacked around immediately by a bunch of fucking rats.
At that point, as
fucking
you're saying that, Shay just sort of looks back and is
Yeah.
like,
My ankle like twitches.
I know that what you saw frightens you, and I honestly cannot imagine what it is like to, in ways, serve someone who would present you with that, but you're not going to be alone, dear. Not only do you have me, but you have the others here, and while they are a strange bunch, we have been able to accomplish a lot together in our short week.
There is something I need to show you, Ash.
Oh, keep your clothes on. What is it, dear?
Kay will put her staff on the floor, and she will slowly roll up her bad leg, her bad trouser leg, and roll up and show Ash.
What did I say? Oh dear.
And you see the bad leg looks a hell of a lot worse than it used to.
Yeah, it has like a gnarly oak-like look to it. It's like twisted in on itself a little bit.
I don't think she liked all the gallivanting that I was doing, not taking her pact seriously, and I think I've taken a serious hit for it.
I'm sorry to see this, but it is a reminder of whom you must serve and how you must serve them, and unfortunately, there are parts of this contract that I don't fully understand.
But how do you do it? How do you serve so willingly for someone who can do such things to you?
Well, that wasn't my experience, was it? Gods are weird, right? I mean, they all have these different aspects of themselves. You know, I serve Shantaea, and even the servants of Shantaea don't all agree on who she is and which things are her and which forces we should call upon. It's you have a much greater interaction with your patron than I have ever had with Shantaea, and while it has come at a cost, it's also brought you things that you have wanted as long as I've known you. I know it is frightening, but the way that I see the things that I do is I serve a purpose for my deity, for Shantaea, but I still do it in my way. I'm still me. And I think that is where perhaps your patron has gotten upset. If you say she is upset, if she has done this to you, you've done things your way, but you've forgotten the part where you still have to serve.
I know you are right, I just don't like to admit it.
Nobody ever does, but they will eventually do. And when we get back to town, I'll start drawing up some specs for a better brace for you, and we'll see what we can do. Help you maintain at least stability in that knobby old knee of yours.
Why do you think I wear these ridiculous trousers?
Because it's hammer time?
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, you're not a blacksmith, you wouldn't understand.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. You're quite alright. Thank you, Ashby. I appreciate your advice.
Any time, dear.
Savina, does Callie have any reaction to being out in the open world?
I don't know.
Callie's
I'll
singing
leave
Let
you
It Go
some,
right now.
I'll leave you some agency with how she reacts to things.
Yeah, I think your point is she's probably flying a little bit higher up than perhaps you would necessarily be comfortable with. And she seems to be taking in a lot of the surrounding. She's very wary of Volatile as well, so she's trying to keep her distance from sort of Volatile. But you do get the feeling that there's a lot of enjoyment coming from her and having the ability
I
to
would let her. I would make her happy to see like Callie experiencing freedom, I guess.
I don't know. I
You
see
guys
her
make-
trying to eat Volatile in the future. Just like chasing her down. It's like a predatorial being, you know.
Yeah, V is like V is curious of like Callie and everything, but I think she's smart enough to know that she got sharp teeth and she gotta stay away from her.
V is like a undying being. I don't think it gives a shit.
This is true.
That's
However,
true. It's already been killed a lot.
It serves a
Yeah.
god for crying out loud.
I know,
It
but like,
definitely
if,
doesn't taste good.
if Callie
It is
kills
light
V,
though, so
I get advantage on Callie, so you know. I'm gonna kill your damn dragon.
No, she costs money.
No.
I feel sorry
Kay's
for
got
you,
loads of money. It's fine.
but yeah.
not yet. We don't.
We about to though.
Well, I have
Okay.
to say, I'm quite excited to have another drink of tea. It's been a long time since we've had a proper drinking meal.
Oh yes.
I thought you said
Ugh.
tea. There's nothing proper about a drink
Weed
of tea.
and whiskey.
And whiskey,
This
whiskey.
place has cider. Not. How do you guys not remember what they served?
The cider was quite nice, if I remember.
It was
Ermorn had tea.
nice.
See,
Me
golden
and
apple.
Tara had
everyone
whiskey.
likes
Kay pulls out the silver flask that she took with her and shakes it, and it's got nothing left in it.
So sad.
I need a drink. I need whiskey, and I need it now.
And we should
We're nearly
dance.
there.
Oh, is there any rivers nearby? Maybe we could wash up.
Yes.
We cross a river
Uh,
before we get in.
Yes. Yeah, you will pass the actual river itself.
Should we
Maybe you didn't want to take the time to wash up.
jump in?
Yeah, I think
How deep is it?
Ermorn would.
I don't care. It's over my head regardless. I'm diving in. Well, first I'm stripping
Yeah,
down.
it's probably about 8 foot deep at the deepest, and towards the edges it's more like 2 feet.
Yeah, Tara's gonna go in toward the lower where it's like 2 feet, but she's gonna strip down too. She's just gonna go all naked and in.
Avert your eyes.
Ermorn, much
Kay-
like. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just say, Kay is just like gonna stand at the river, like with her arms crossed, watching everyone, and she's definitely gonna wait until they get back to the tavern, and she's gonna
Yeah,
get herself a
Tara's
bath.
gonna
They don't have a bath. They just heat up water for you.
You will
That's
notice
better
Kay
than nothing.
isn't as dirty as the rest of you. When she returned, she wasn't dirty anymore.
Oh.
So compared to the rest of you, Kay's actually quite clean.
I'm
She's
clean
just
as
gonna
fuck.
jump in. She's gonna do like a
Yeah.
fall backwards into the river.
Much like Ashby, Ermorn like dives in for the deeper side and just like leisurely begins swimming rather than bathing.
No, Tara's just sitting where it's not deep and just like washing herself.
I scrub my
She's, like,
beard a
cleaning
little
out her
bit, and then I decide I need to my poor singed beard that's not as luscious as it was when I started. And, and then I start, trying to figure out how to scrub my damn armor so that it doesn't stink to high heaven.
I think as you're doing your beard, Aki will be like, I can help you cultivate that magnificent beard back to its beautiful self
I
if you
just
like.
splash him with the water and send him away.
Oh, you're a playful fella.
Oh
And
god,
then you
no.
can see Aki he sort of stands on the edge and just starts sort of cupping
cast
water in his
Guiding
hand
Bolt.
to sort of clean his face.
Kidding.
Oh.
You really cast guiding bolt.
Kidding. It's my last spell.
She's just gonna wash her hair, pick it all with twigs and mulch and guts that have been stuck in her hair, and then she's gonna tie it back into like a tight
Wrong token.
ponytail or a bun, like a tight bun. Oh, I didn't mean that.
Can Tara cast Thunder Wave in a spot so it like there's this wave like going over everyone else?
Yeah, definitely.
She would like.
It's like a
do
bad
that.
idea. Every time you cast Thunderwave, I nearly die.
So as you guys are sort of relaxing, started to sort of clean yourself off, just get the grime of being under the ground for like over a week off you. There's just you see out of your eyes, sort of Tara just slams her foot down, and then there's this massive, and all of a sudden this wave of water is just gushing towards you. You may make a dexterity saving throw if you wish not to get wet.
Oh, never mind.
Ooh.
Can I like dive into it and flow with it for a little while?
Yeah, if you like it.
She doesn't. She's kind of like happy with her current stand.
Wait,
Shay doesn't want that frizzy hair.
No, she already has it. She has it prepping. It's going to dry nice. That's how it's going to go.
is that dexterity saving throws for those of us on land as well?
Yes.
Oh shit. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to
I'm
get
poor
wet.
Savannah.
I'm sad.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
So
I tuck behind Sabina.
anyone
You hold Sabina in front of
anyone
you.
that got a 15 or less is wet.
Oh. Fuck it.
Yeah, just
Tara!
Urumon doesn't bother, so he's wet.
Look, the water
What the
is...
fuck was that?
That was fun.
Okay, you might as well get in. Soaking your knee might be alright.
Soaking my knee in hot water would be better.
Just take off the
Well-
and cut in.
The water does have a hint of warmth for it, as you guys are in the peak of summer. and
Arky,
it's
why
been
did you
pretty
do
dark.
that?
Oh.
But yeah, it's not frigidly cold. It is cooling quickly.
Yeah,
Well, Ash has got to get out because
yeah. She's done what she is.
it's gonna take him some time to dry off and put his armor back on and whatnot.
It certainly is.
She will put all her stuff back on, and she'll like druid craft some flowers and just put it in her hair, just to make herself smell a bit nicer.
Yeah, I think as you do that, Aki's just like mesmerized. Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
so pretty! I wish I could do that! Are you blessed by Shantae too?
No, I am not.
Oh, maybe she should be! She'd be well impressed with those skills!
I don't really follow your kind of gods,
Oh, I see.
because I'm just still
Each
sorting
to their
it out.
own, I suppose.
Arky, you should know by now that whether they realize they serve Shantae or not, anyone who cultivates nature in such a way serves her purpose.
And he's just sort of sat on the floor at this point, he's like nodding away. Oh, that's right!
You might
That's
think
really
that.
right, that is!
Yeah, Tara gets out, just like pats herself down and puts back on her clothes.
All of you with your stinky clothes.
Hey, Ermorn didn't take his off.
How dare you?
Your mom's gonna chafe on the walk back.
So badly.
Oh, bad.
But he's scaly, so I don't know. It might
Yeah,
not,
it doesn't really
it's not
matter.
gonna bother him as much.
Just glide.
So you guys probably spend anywhere between
You're just
sort of
gonna
an
get
hour.
Yeah.
a good outline for his nether regions because his loincloth is.
Is that a snake in your loincloth?
Ormorn, I think you need a bigger loincloth, my friend.
I don't think he needs a bigger loincloth.
Ooh.
She preferred if he had a smaller one.
Ooh.
You're not wrong there, big guy.
Well, anyway.
With all the
How about
she's
this
taking
weather,
care of,
guys?
It's kind of it's mild. It doesn't seem to be too bad. Weather's nice.
Shay, do you know any of the constellations?
What's a constant? Oh no, I don't know.
Shaping of the stars.
I never really studied the stars.
Oh. It's a shame.
Yes. Do you know anything about the stars?
No, that's why I was asking.
She thought it was just a segue so you could talk about yourself.
Oh,
I'm sorry you think I'm so conceited that I need to be prompted in order to talk about myself, but I just like information.
the information you're not gonna get.
Thank you. And I cast Guiding Bolt. Everyone's annoying me.
Maybe one day you'll find it something, but not today.
That's okay. They're still beautiful.
So
Does
you
anybody
guys-
remember? Oh,
I was going to move you on, but if you want to keep doing some stuff, it's fine.
yeah. No. I was gonna like try with remember how far away from Orcus we are now.
About an
We're
hour.
getting pretty close.
Yes.
Okay. Is everybody ready to keep going?
Absolutely.
Or
I don't
more.
think I'm gonna put my chain shirt back on. It's really tight. I don't think I need it for the last bit.
Perhaps you can have it adjusted when we get back to town.
That would be great.
And Kay starts walking in the wrong direction.
Hey, we have to go this way.
What? Oh, is it? Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Is
yep. I know that. I was testing you.
And as you guys start to make your way back towards Oakhurst, the sort of muddy path leads way to a more rocky, rooted, actual proper pathway that looks like it's been used quite recently. Towards the early hours of the morning, you guys eventually arrive back in the small fishing hamlet of Oakhurst. There don't seem to be any guards or anything preventing you from accessing the hamlet, and it seems very quiet at this time.
Well,
And you'll come in on the northwestern side, so you'll be making your way past the jail and then into the central courtyard with the massive oak.
So, do we want to rest in the inn first and then find these guards tomorrow,
yes.
or the mayor even?
I want to eat and drink and dance.
That sounds like fun. I think we should.
Then that we shall do.
Okay, and as you get to the inn, you notice it seems to be closed.
Oh,
Damn it.
They don't stay open all night, apparently. There's a lot
That's-
of demand for that.
I hate this place.
oh well. Me and Uramon found a clearing one night. It was quite nice to camp in. We could go there.
We could
Tara,
just
do
open
you-
the door.
That was exactly what I was just about to say.
No,
Would you
Tara,
be
do
able
we-
to
let's,
open this?
We shouldn't really break
Sure,
into
let's not
places.
break into somewhere after we're returning as pseudo heroes. That's
Yes, we want to have a
No.
good
throwing
representation.
knives again.
That's not how you unlock a door.
That's not going to work on the door.
Sorry. Doesn't matter.
How
nothing to do with
noisy are
this.
you guys being?
Probably worked to shout.
I'm not quiet.
They were really arguing,
Um,
probably.
So you notice as there's a window above the door, and you see as it opens, it's, what's all this racket about?
Oh shit.
Oh!
Ah,
Thank
hello.
And you recognise this as the old withered barkeep Garon.
Oh.
All right, my
Yeah.
lover, you guys
Yeah.
have come back. My charm
you let
always
us in?
works. It does. Can I let you in?
Yes,
in it for-
please.
What's in it for old Garon?
The custom of these wonderful people who are coming back to give you their gold.
If you let us in, I will break down your door.
She'll
Well,
do
that
it.
too.
I'm sure Shay would be
My
more than
love,
happy
if
to
you
have a
break down my
conversation
door-
with you.
I will.
No, I would not.
Oh, it's not Shay I'd like to have a conversation with. It's that purple skinned devil you've got over there.
Oh, she's a little bit hurt.
Then
by
why don't you come down and open the door and maybe we can have that conversation.
it.
All right then. It's good to see that you made it back alive. And he sort of closes the window, and a couple of minutes later, you start to hear the door knocking the door turning in the knob. See him stood there. Blimey, you guys look a bit worse for wear. You would have thought you'd
Yeah,
been in a
Kate-
thunderstorm or something.
Kay just pushes straight past him and walks in.
Oh, yeah, nice to see you too.
Is
Come
there
on
more
in.
whiskey?
Is there a fire going in here?
Drinks in a
Or is there
room
like
would be lovely.
embers?
No, there is no fire. I was in bed. My last customer was there 2 hours ago.
Do you still have our rooms? Are they still up there? Is anybody in there?
Yes, I still have your rooms. You can have a room for the night. I don't see why not.
Oh, great. I put a gold piece down on the table and go upstairs.
Good night, Ashby.
His sort of eyes open wide as he sees the gold piece. Like,
Yeah, I know.
"Ooh, it's good to have you guys back. And he just
Right.
pockets it very quickly.
Guys, we survived. We can go to sleep now. We need to celebrate.
You celebrate.
Sorry,
I have
We survived.
business to do early in the morning.
It's fine. We can have fun.
You're
Good night, Ashby.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep well.
Kay is going to go over to the fireplace and she's going to cast Control Flames and get the fire going again. I don't know if there are like any embers in there that she might be able to like scooch up.
Yeah, I don't see why not. No problem.
Excellent. Yeah,
And
that's-
she will go near the fire and like
so
put
she's
hair
just
near
do that.
like dry for hair.
Hey,
Uh,
you old pervy barkeep. You.
Oh, you got my number, ain't you, love? And yeah, at this point, Garen has actually already made his way to the back of the bar, and he's lined up 4 small whiskey glasses, and is currently filling them all with whiskey.
Yes. That's good. Tara's
Yeah,
gonna
right.
down one of the whiskeys.
Since you
So-
woke me up, we might as well make it worth it. Don't know how the hell you did that with my fire, but I could do with you around. Do you want me to hire you?
I don't think I need it.
I want music. What can you
That's
do
a
about
shame,
me?
my love. Well, do you know how to sing, my love?
Do I look like I sing?
Do I look like I sing?
I don't know.
No, is the fucking answer. Now, everybody drink up. This whiskey's on me, all right?
Yes.
My
Okay,
favorite
come
kind
on.
of whiskey.
A glass of potato, please.
Whiskey.
What was that, big fella?
Warm tea, just a little bit above room temperature.
Oh my god.
Tepid.
He just gives you this deadpan stare. He's like, warm fucking tea. It's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. This thing was going to make him warm fucking tea. And he just sort of storms off into the back. He's just shaking his head. Warm fucking tea! He just shouts as he goes into the kitchen.
Keep it down there.
But you do hear the sound of the kettle.
Ermorn sits back with a very large smile and just relaxes.
He's a good man.
Maybe, I don't really know.
Are you sure? I
He
don't
gives me the
know.
It's the way he
Give
says
you the
love.
creep.
It's the way he calls us lovers. Don't.
Well, he never
It's a
called
term
me
of
lover.
endearment.
Yes.
He's called
Yeah,
me lover a lot.
I know.
Don't be. Don't be proud.
Ermorn feels left out. I'm sad.
This is a, yeah.
Don't worry
so-
about it, lover.
Oh.
See, it
Listen,
feels good,
with a
doesn't
big
Does
smile.
it?
Yeah,
Just,
Kay's tail is like flicking back and forth.
Shay will start humming a tune. Because if no one's going to
Oh, can
sing.
you sing?
I don't know many songs. I just know some that my.
Okay, I drum, you sing.
I don't
He
think they're,
starts drumming on
they're
the
not really
bar.
drum kind of songs. They're like like wind instruments and things. I
Don't
guess.
insult the half-orc, Shay. You have to sing. Come on, she's playing a lovely tune for you.
Okay.
Kay just sits there with like a shitty grin on her face.
Yeah, Shay will just kind of like hum this kind of melody, and she kind of gets lost in it. She kind of goes on a bit too long with it, and then yeah.
Yeah, and while this is going on, Garen
Tara
comes out
gives
and
the biggest smile.
Garen produces a slightly cold tea for you, and just gives you a look like, where the fuck did you find this one? Sort of pointing towards Tara.
Mm.
He takes a drink and doesn't really say anything about it.
Do you guys want to like play
I-
a game or something?
As much as I would love to, I think a soft bed is calling me right now. But,
You guys are very odd warriors. Like, when the tribe, when they came home from like a raid, they would drink and dance and shout and I don't know, they wouldn't go to sleep.
do we look like the warriors of your tribe, Tara?
Not really.
When Tara says that, the Ermon's just like nodding his head. You know, that's something he's very familiar with as well.
Kay will look to Shay.
I was never a part of it. I really want to be a part of it, you know?
We can still have fun. I mean, I'm willing to stay up a bit later. But obviously, that was no normal raid, though. I think that took a bit more out of us than we were expecting.
I don't know, people die on raids. That's why they celebrate if they survive.
Well, I still got my rope if you want to do a good old circle of strength challenge.
I do.
Do need 3 max since last time you kind of wiped the floor with my scales.
That's true.
I will stay here for this. Okay.
I believe Tara and Ermon were about to get down in the rope pit.
Yes!
Yeah.
Get jiggy with it. No. Sorry.
Did Oromorn ever put his clothes back on, or is the snake still just, you know?
Exactly.
He never took his clothes off, so. Ermon's got some extra rope.
Yeah, buddy.
As Ermon's setting up, Shay, Garon, the barkeep, would go, so then, you fancy another wager? You fancy trying your luck with Garon? The mighty again?
Sadly, I've ran out of spells, so I think not.
I don't see what spells have got to do with it, but okay then. Devil girl, you want another whiskey? As he winks at you.
I'll take a bottle, and Kay will flip him a gold coin.
I want a bottle too.
Can he?
Give her one as well, and I'll flick him too. Can he catch them though? No.
He goes to grab it and it just sort of flies over his head, and then the second one just sort of pings against his arms like, blimey now, you guys are making me work hard for this, aren't you? And he sort of bends down, his sort of back is cracking as he bends down. Picks it up, puts it in his mouth, gives it a good self. Alright, that'll do then, I suppose. It ain't no lion, but it'll do. And he brings 2 bottles of whiskey to you guys.
Nice.
Alright, Tara, you're not gonna get me this time. Ain't going anywhere near that edges. And he
I'm gonna try my
sidles
best
up,
though.
does a little sumo stomp.
Tara will do the same and say, but I'm gonna try my best, big guy.
I'd expect nothing less.
So do we do strength checks is what it was? Or athletics?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's
Ah!
athletics?
Yeah, athletics.
Yeah!
So I think Pheromone, you're still a little bit wet, and you sort of go to step forward and you just slip, and Tara just takes advantage of it. And how do you push him out of the ring, Tara?
When he slips, she will like spin around him and just like bop her ass against his and push him out that way.
Yeah.
And you can just hear his Garon just burst out laughing. She beat you again!
Erwin like falls into his table, breaking a bench.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you broke another one of my benches! Oh.
I love this game.
You're very good at it, surprisingly.
Well, thank you.
He gets up and kind of extends his hand for a welcomed handshake.
Yeah. Tara will granted
Well, I think your tribe would be very proud of you.
Well, I don't think it's so, but thank you.
Savina, as you mend the bench, Garon sort of noticed, like, oh, barely noticed you were there. You're so quiet, my lover. That's a very nifty skill you've got. Would you like to work for me? I could always deal with beautiful employees.
No thanks.
Are you sure that lovely red head of yours, you'll have all the customers in here every night? I'd be a bloody rich man, I would.
I'm fine.
So how come you offered me a job?
Well, now you got to understand, love. Yours ain't that pretty.
Oh, God!
No.
That's out of order.
Excuse me. Tara is beautiful.
I mean, sure, she's beautiful in a orcish, rugged, truthy way.
Yeah, she's gonna punch him. What do I roll?
You roll a d20 plus your strength mod. Or you can just do a strength.
16.
And you just fucking
Straight to the
catch
nose.
him right on the nose, yeah. As his nose starts to be in, oh, blimey, love.
Where did you
Now
know
you're
that?
getting into the spirit of it. Something like that, I could definitely hire that. Oh, these guys are so feisty, I love it. And he starts to sort of, he just turns his back on you and starts to make his way to the kitchen to fix up his nose.
People are so weird in this town.
I wonder if you have ever noticed that he's really gross and ugly himself.
You know, they say some people like that don't.
It is best that they may remain oblivious. That way we can take advantage of them.
That's a good point.
Tara's gonna start on her bottle.
Tara and Kanaka, you both need to make Constitution saving throws.
Ooh, for that bevy.
15.
Oh boy. 17.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you.
Got
It's pretty fucking horrible whiskey, but you guys can stomach it quite well. You don't get heady or anything off it.
I've had worse.
You've really not.
Yeah, Kay finishes this entire bottle and she's like dancing on the table, slut dropping for the rest of the night. No, I'm joking.
Volatoid just sort of sweeping between your legs as you go down and up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I bet you've never seen nothing like this before.
Oh.
Oh,
Well-
blimey, I'm gonna have a good dream tonight, I fucking tell you!
Well, there has been blood because I punched someone. I won at a game. There was singing and drinking. I think this was a good victory night.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yes, same.
I had fun.
Yeah. See, when Safina's having fun, you know we're having time.
One of you lucky ladies
What's
can
that
have some
mean?
more. One of you lucky ladies can have some more fun if you want.
Oh, please don't.
And he's just, at this point, Garen's just sort of leaning forward on the bar, his head rested on his fist, just making these sort of leery-eyed looks towards all of the females, apart from Shay.
I'd be careful what you wish for, mate.
I
And then
give him
Erwin would walk
gusto.
out.
You know, I actually think we're all going to go have some fun ourselves. And Kanaka will put her arms around Tara and Savina and start walking upstairs, if they allow it.
Tara will hold back for a second and say, "You know what? I would consider it, but you're really not that pretty." And then she turns and walks away.
Oh, I love the feisty girls. And he's just there rubbing his hands together. Oh, I gotta go to bed myself.
I think we should lock our rooms tonight.
Yes.
Definitely should.
Cool. So you guys take a long rest and gain all the benefits that you get of a long rest.
Yay!
Savina, Ash, and Shay, you may change your prepared spells if you so wish.
Oh, I am.
I'm back to my 14 hit points.
And just remember, you guys get back half of your hit dice. So if you guys used 2, you'd only gain back 1.
I haven't used any. Does that mean I get?
If you haven't used any, you still have all of your dice.
I mean, I had 1. Wait, I had 1 left.
You had 1 left? Yes, so you gain 1 back. So because you only ever gain back. It's not how many you've used. You always gain back half of your maximum amount. And D&D always rounds down. So.
Just to be clear, Ermorn would have slept outside, whether it's outside the inn or in the forest, it doesn't really matter. I'll just sleep outside the inn, so there's no issues.
Yeah, cool.
In the forest.
That's fine. And I think you're probably the first person to be woke up in that case, Ermorn. As you feel the heat of day, the heat of the sort of sun casting down upon you, as you feel a slight kick to your foot.
He just looks up, kind of groggily. Oh, it is a fine morning.
And as you sort of look up, you can see one of the guardsmen there. It'll be a better morning if you stop sleeping on the street.
He looks around. I suppose that's wise. And he'll get up.
Yeah, you can see that there are a couple of people moving around the sort of main courtyard area. The hamlet seems to be alive, with people just getting on with their work. You can see there are some people doing some washing. There's some people doing some form of gardening. You can see smoke rising from the forge towards the southern part of town, and people sort of hooking up sort of fish and stuff like that.
He'll walk inside, kind of assuming that Ash should be up pretty quickly.
Wait there a second, please. Are you?
He turns very slowly.
Are you one of those fellas that went off to the Sunless Citadel?
Yes, me and a few of my compatriots.
And how many of you have returned?
I actually came back with another, so let me think here. 7.
Not so hot on the numbers.
And as you say, you come up with another. He just sort of you can see a bit of hope fills him at this point. Did you find Sherwayne and Talgan and the other ones?
Maybe this is something best discussed with their families and superiors.
Well, I suppose you're right. That Sherwayne, though, she's a bloody beauty. Oh. I think you see sort of tilting his head up towards the sky, just sort of daydreaming a little bit at this point.
She was a good woman. And he'll walk inside.
Was a good woman.
He doesn't respond.
Yeah, he sort of follows you in. What do you mean she was a good woman?
As I said, it's maybe best you speak with our more fluent people in the group. Not the best at this.
Is anyone else likely to be up at this point? Perhaps
Ash, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because I wanted to slip out and get to Rurik's as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think Shay, you're probably up as well because you obviously have.
I'm just sitting at a table, doodling.
Yeah, so Ash, you're probably just about to sort of make your way out. You're just sort of making your way towards the bottom of the stairs, and you notice that Ermon seems to be accosted by one of the local town's guards, and he looks a little bit uncomfortable and not quite sure of himself.
What did you get into now?
He's got questions about what the dealings in the Citadel were. Asking a lot about the girls.
Direct him to Shay. She's right over there. And I make my way out the door.
He just taking it back and then points to Shay.
Oh, good morning, everyone. How did you sleep?
Well, I slept great underneath.
Don't worry about his sleep. He mentioned Sherwayne Herkrell is a was. What does that mean?
it means that we should probably speak to her mother as soon as we can.
See,
Right, I'm gonna go tell the mayor about all this, that you guys have returned. You make sure you stay here in this tavern until you are told otherwise.
We have business around town that we must.
I'm telling you to stay in the tavern. I'm
sorry.
a man of the guard, all
I
right?
stand up. We will not be leaving Orcus straight away. We'll be staying in the tavern, but we have some things to do. The mayor will meet with us.
Would you like to make an intimidation check?
I'll try.
Ermor will assist in that and like stand right next to the guy, very large.
You're sort of towering over him at this point.
Hey!
No.
Really flustered. Like, it's
All
really
right.
flustered coming
You
in.
just make sure that you stay in Oakhurst. And sorry, Shay, did you want to add any flavour to that?
No, I was just saying I was like, even though it was like the most flustered, intimidating ever, where she's just like, it's very early, I can't really.
Does your hair like poof out to make you look bigger when you're intimidated?
Yeah, it does.
I think maybe
It
your,
stands on it.
perhaps your teeth take on the form of your panther form, just slightly.
Like a little bit. My eyes gonna flash.
You let out this sort of low growl. It's like, are you letting the mayor know? Just stay in August, all right? And he just sort of guns it from the room. And you can see he's sort of running across the courtyard towards the village hall at this point.
Sorry about that. And I'll sit down.
No, nosy, small village folk, I guess. Can't really do much about them.
I tried to tell him we should talk to other people first. He just didn't listen.
Yeah, some people just. I grew up in a village, and I know that gossip was one of the biggest things around town. You cannot get away from it.
Well, in my town, a wagging tongue got cut off.
Well, that's how you handled it, I guess. Do you like some tea?
Absolutely.
And I go to the bar and buy some tea. For both of us, we both get tea.
I see there's a young female barmaid that is very happy to meet your needs.
Oh, thank God you're not him. Two teas, please.
And she's just sort of nodding, explaining that the amount of gold that's already been paid, Gowan is willing to allow you to eat and drink for free.
Great.
Does she look terrified to be at work?
Oh.
Is she what, sorry?
Does she look terrified to be at work? Because I imagine it's quite the hostile environment.
Not at this point, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Ashby, you're making your way across town?
I am. Whistling very excitedly and walking as briskly as I can with my little bitty legs.
Where are you off?
I'm going to Rurik's.
Cool, yeah. And as you approach the forge, you can hear the rhythmic hammer against anvil. You see Rurik is there busy working away on more of these large ball-bearing type flask things that he was working on when you left him.
And as I start to
There's a massive
approach,
pile of them.
my demeanor changes to one that's a bit more somber.
And what would you like to do as you reach the forge?
And as I reach the forge, I just say, ahoy, Rurik.
Shit, I've got to remember the Scottish accent.
Brandon, just
Listen
start
to
talking.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon, say something.
The quick red fox jumped over the lazy log. I don't know.
Yes.
Hurry there, laddie! How you doing?
Perfect.
It's good to see ya!
Well, it's good to be back.
He just sort of embraces you and gives you this sort of massive sort of warm hug.
He's a hugger.
He has. We've had many embraces. It's kind of our thing. It's good to be back, and it's good to be out of that damned place. I wish I came back with better news. And I reach into my cloak pocket and pull out the ring of the ranger.
And as he sees that,
Caracas.
he mentions towards a bench nearby. He's like, "All right, my lad, we better take a seat. This looks like some deep stuff."
Haven't the slightest, but alright. And I
And
will...
he takes the ring off you as you're sort of making your way over. I can only assume this means the worst for Caracas.
Unfortunately. His end did not look pleasant, but we avenged him as best we could and gave him as much of rest as one could find in that citadel.
Hey lad, I believe ya. And I'm glad that you were there to do what you could for him.
Well, it was
And he looks a bit somber at this point.
It was the least I could do for a friend. This is always the
I
hardest
thank ya.
part. Never knowing what to do.
He
when
starts
you
waving
come
his
back.
hands like, there's no need to make it difficult, lad. I understand. You did what you could for my mate Caracas. And it's a shame that he'll no longer be with us. But I'll make sure to say a prayer for him. Who's your deity? You look like a religious man.
Oh, I serve Shantea. I serve...
Well, then I'll make a
goddess
prayer
of
to
life.
Shantea.
That would be best. If you
Very kind of you.
If you don't mind, would it be possible for me to borrow one of your anvils today? Borrow your forge? After all of that death, I need to create something.
I understand that, lad. Creation, work. That's the purest essence of this life. If you need to work your way out on one of my anvils, you do that. And then he sort of jumps up and slaps his face. But first, I imagine you'll be wanting to meet that lovely mule of yours, Molly.
I thought you'd never ask.
Come on then, let's go.
And I
And he
jump up,
starts,
and as I jump up, I kind of trip and fall because I'm too excited. I'm alright. I'm alright.
This is the reunion we needed.
Oh, slow motion running
And
towards each other.
he just has a sort of small chuckle. He's like, you're a good fella, you know that, Ashby.
I appreciate it.
Come on then, let's go get that Molly. And you can see he pulls out an apple from his pocket as he starts to lead
You
you away.
didn't give her
from
too many of those, did you? She puts them away. It's like
oh,
one
she's
is
a
delayed.
fat fucker now, I'm telling you.
It's gonna take forever to get her back up to speed.
And as you guys start to make your way towards the stable, the camera will pan back to the tavern.
Oh.
We have a camera, guys.
And, what are the rest of you guys up to?
Me and Aramar are having some tea, probably.
Probably still sleeping.
Kay is probably coming down the stairs, probably feeling a bit hungover at this point.
And that's why you drink tea.
Good morning, Kanaka.
Good morning. How is everyone this morning?
Faring well.
Yes, it's quite well. It's quite nice to have a nice sleep for once.
Agreed. It is nice to sleep in a soft bed. Oh, is that tea you're drinking?
Yes.
May I
He just
partake?
raises his glass.
I think the woman behind the bar will give you one.
Tea, please. Kay just shouts. She doesn't even go to try and go over to the bar.
Yeah. And as she sees you, she's just she's very sort of sheepishly looking at you, not quite sure what to make of you. You're probably the first tiefling she's ever saw, and she just sort of scuttles very sort of quickly into the kitchen, and you can hear the kettle start to boil.
Kay just goes and perches next to Shay.
Tara will come down the stairs, barely dressed, holding most of her clothes.
Tara.
Drop them on one of the tables and just sit down with the others and ask for meat. I want meat.
Yeah, you just see as this poor girl pops her head out of the sort of kitchen door. It's like, yeah, yes.
Those clothes need to be washed. They're dirty and they stink, and I need meat for breakfast.
They do need to be washed, but I think we need to find a bathhouse or something.
Yes, I don't think they
What's-
clean clothes here.
No.
There is
Have
the
you never-
river.
There is the river, but
Mm.
we're talking about a hot wash or something. Something to get the blood and the grime out.
Well, I think that makes a quite fascinating piece on the garment.
Well, usually they have like for leather, sometimes oils for cleaning.
We probably need to find a tailor or a leather worker or something. It's not
Maybe-
something
Maybe the mayor will let us, because he has to obviously keep clean. Maybe he has hot water somewhere.
Tara will look at the barmaid and ask, "Can you clean this?"
She's just sort of stood there in shock, and she's just automatically sort of nodding her head.
Good. No problem.
Or
They can
if-
clean it.
If all else fails, intimidation always works.
And I think
Well,
as you guys look
she's
around,
intimidated enough.
you can see within the tavern, Callie seems to have made its way downstairs and is just jumping between the tables, just gorging on any sort of leftover food that seems to be left over from people that have arrived in the morning to eat, because it's probably getting towards early afternoon at this point, given when you guys arrive.
So creepy.
What do you guys make of this?
I don't
it.
like it.
We know how intelligent it is, and the fact that it's there, just plodding about.
We were assured Savina can control it, and as long as that happens, I'm fine with it.
Yes, but
It stole my skull.
I don't want to sound mean, or I know that's difficult for me.
no, no,
This thing killed me and Tara. Well, knocked us unconscious, I should say.
It did.
and
That happened.
You know it remembers as well. It looks at you and it knows it killed you. Or an object.
And as Shay says that, Callie just looks directly at Karnak.
I hellish rebuke it.
And you see, it does seem to have some form of sly smile.
Just smirking at you.
I'm hissing at it. I just hiss at it.
It's just too smart.
We've already had this discussion with Savina, though.
Mhm.
We were assured it will be fine. We
Yes,
can
I
trust her.
Savina. I
She's-
trust Savina.
I'm gonna call Volatoy just to like stand like a foot away from it and just watch it for me.
And as Volatile lands, Callie just lets out this hiss.
Yeah. Volatoy's just gonna caw back at it.
And at this point, the barmaid just sort of nervously makes her way between the two of them, this massive plate with this massive sort of pile of meat loaded up on it. Sort of drops it down in front of Tara and just sort of legs it back towards the kitchen.
Yeah, Tara's gonna take the plate, say, "I'm gonna be right back," and then go in the corner and eat.
Oh.
I also think I had some business with Ash. He left earlier this morning. Do you know where he might have went?
He's probably gone to see Molly, I would wager, at the blacksmith, Rurik.
Hmm.
Kill
I
two
could take you
birds
there
with
if you
one
would like.
stone, then.
But I do think we should all reconvene here and discuss what our plan is for today, because obviously we have errands to run, and then there's still Winterhaven to discuss.
And as you guys are settling down into this, the door opens, and 3 of the town's guard make their way into the room, led by the half-elf Felucio,
The guard captain chick.
the captain. Yes, the
Yeah, the
constable.
one that me and Urimal spoke
Yeah.
to.
She just steps into the room, crosses her arms.
I stand up.
Or
I
one.
stay seated.
Yeah. It's good to see that you survived. I understand you. And she has like this sort of smile on her face, like you had a small interaction with one of my guardsmen earlier.
He was quite rude, to be honest.
Honestly, I can believe it. But the mayor would like a word with you, so I'm here to make sure that you come with me to speak with the mayor.
Does he require all of us?
No, I shouldn't think so. There's hardly any room in his room. No need to squeeze you all into that. She gives you this sort of knowing look and lets out a sigh. No, we don't want to put everyone through that. I think the three of you will suffer.
I just look at Karnak and I kind of edge over to Tara because I think it was us three the last time.
Well, I've got business with Ashby, so
It's okay.
I can go
We'll
there.
go.
Yes, we've faced the beast before.
Do you think I can go like this, or is this inappropriate?
I think you should get dressed, Tara.
I think that is more than appropriate. I think we should go
Oh.
now.
Okay.
Oh,
Tara, darling, I will-
Felicity just
Tara.
sits out her hand at that point. She's like, and she points to Tara. She's like, she will not be going like that. I will need 3 fully dressed people
Just
to meet with the
worth a
mayor.
shot.
Well, I gave the 2 costumes I had, I gave them to Savina when she was cold, so I don't really have anything else to wear.
Oh,
Savina, why don't you come with us instead? Tara, do you want to wait for your
I think
clothes?
Savina's
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, she came down the stairs.
Okay. Me, Shay, and Savina will come with you, Captain.
But I really don't know where the problem is. Like, I have so many scars, it's like I'm nearly dressed.
One of these days, we will have a talk about city customs and tribal customs. Okay? I promise.
The half of is just having a small sort of chuckle under her breath, and as you point towards Serena, she's like, "Oh yes, she will do." the most." As she takes an admiring glance towards her.
Aaron!
Poor guy.
Wow.
Rose. Rose.
Are we ready then? Shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
We shall.
And she motions after you, towards you, Savina.
Does
Just give
Tara
like-
realize that something fishy is going on?
Just like, you know, that like arching the head like way back, like, okay.
Damn!
That sounded
This
like
girl
the
got
beginning to the Banana song.
Tara, you may make a perception check if you wish, or an insight check.
Doesn't matter. I have 0 on both of them. 14.
Yeah, you mean you notice that Felicio seems to be admiring Savina. Nothing harmful. Just
Okay.
She wearing that fancy ass dress.
It must be the red.
So you guys are going to make your way over to Mayor Werner's office with Felicio.
Yes.
Cool. So you guys start to make your way across the courtyard, and the camera pans back to Ashby. Well, here she is, my lad. Here's your Molly, and you can see Molly's definitely put on a couple of pounds, and she very keenly takes the apple from Ruik's hand as he just goes up and sort of pats her on the side.
I just
Oh, she's a beautiful beast.
run up to her and I wrap one arm around her and I start scratching the back of her ear and tousling her mane, and I say, "Oh, Molly, don't ever let me be that long away from you again."
Oh.
Reunited and it feels
It's so good.
I can see that this might be a bit of a personal moment for you, laddie. So I'll leave you be with Molly, and you'll make your way back to the forge when you want to hit some iron.
I appreciate it, Rourke. I'll be
And
over
he gives
there
you a strong
shortly.
hug. Gives you a strong hug and just leaves you.
I don't
with
hug
Molly.
him back because I'm too busy hugging Molly.
Oh, that's awkward.
Creates like a hug chain.
I'm like a
You're-
weird
you're-
sandwich
you're-
here going on.
And Rurik is like
Half-line
at his
sandwich.
backside, just hugging.
Oh, we can't. Don't ever. I
It
promise,
feels good,
Molly.
lad. Just embrace it. Just embrace it.
Okay, you can
My
go
God!
now. You can go now, thank you. I promise, Molly, next time I will find whatever way I possibly can to make sure you come with me. This life is too short to not be with the ones you love.
Molly just sort of nuzzles into you.
Nay.
Weird.
Alright, I've got a bit of work to do here. I've got to say my prayers to Shantea, and I have something very particular that I wanted to try to work on this morning. But when I'm done here, we'll go out for a nice little trot, won't we?
Yeah.
And then I go back to
She's
the
just sort of nodding.
Oh,
Then I go back to the board.
shit.
Cool. Is there anything that you want to do in particular when you get to the forge?
So I want to use my Artisan's Blessing
Yep.
to make a entirely new chain shirt for Tara. But
Okay. Yeah.
it
Cool.
will be more like a chain tank top because sleeves are bullshit. And and it will be kind of like a black color that will be when the light hits it a certain way will tint red for a little bit.
That's fucking cool.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Nice.
That's fucking
Cool,
cool.
yeah.
And
How does it take?
well, it takes an hour.
Oh, no, you're doing it right. You are still blasting, so yeah.
I'm
Cool.
doing the blessing. I'm not gonna do the because I don't have the metal to do it that way. So I'm going to use.
Not going to do actual work. I'm just going to call.
No,
my
I'm
God
going to do.
it
I'm
for
going
me.
to do
What are you
actual
talking about?
work. I'm going to do actual. I should be able to do actual work, but first he needs to do his morning prayers to Shantea, and
Yeah, I got some
So-
work for Ashby.
I've got that. I've got some plows and crap to make, and so don't worry. I'm going to do actual work. I need to figure out how to work on a new brace for Karnaka. I also need to get my morning prayers out of the way.
Yeah, and I think you get your prayers out of your way, and you start to work on the chain shirt for Tara first. And at that point, Uramon, you probably find Ash at the forge.
He would let him finish whatever it was he was working on, just kind of observing quietly. But once he was finished, he would step up, kind of like mulling through his backpack, looking for the hilt of his father's sword. I don't know if you remember, but a few days back, we had a small discussion about you somehow combining these two weapons here, so I could have that memory of my father and the sword.
Absolutely. I think that's a great tribute, Orlord.
But it was your idea, and I can't thank you enough for that. I never want to forget my father or his heritage or lineage, considering his real son isn't necessarily the best person. I only have his memory.
It really is a great tribute, and it's important to hold on to these memories. And I would be more than happy to affix this hilt to your just wonderful longsword there.
I've grown quite fond of it myself. Is there anything you need from me?
I need the hilt,
metal.
and I need the longsword, and that's really about it in that case, because hilts are designed to be replaced for a blade. Generally speaking, each new user will want a new hilt. Something that fits their grip, as opposed to something that was used by someone else or might wear over time.
Well, I'm quite familiar with this grip. Quite familiar. I'm glad to have met you, Ashby. You've become a good friend of mine.
Okay, let's not
I'll
make
leave
this
you to
awkward,
it.
Ormorn.
Ermorn tries to give him a hug.
I come up to your... never mind.
Yeah, buddy!
Oh, well,
You get
Thank
smacked
you.
in the face by the snake.
thank you,
Yep.
Ormorn. I appreciate it, I do. You're a good friend too, and I'm glad that we didn't have this hug until after we cleaned up.
That would be far more awful for you.
It would.
He steps back.
Give me...
The rest of the crew.
Give me just a little time, and I will get this taken care of for you. Where is everyone else?
I was going to let you know that Shay, and he scratches his head, Miss Kay, and Savina all went to go see the mayor again. Had some talking with the guard captain or whatever she was.
Well, I've yet to meet the mayor, and I really have no interest. I'll stick here to my people.
All right, I'll probably go find Tara. Keep each other out of trouble.
I'll be happy to bring it back to you.
Thank you again.
Are we meeting anywhere? Are we heading back to the tavern tonight?
I believe Shay wanted to meet back there. Yeah, have some sort of meeting or briefing, I think.
Wonderful. Alright. Then I will bring your repaired weapon to you tonight.
If there's anything I could ever do to repay you, just let me know. And he'll walk out with a wave.
Ashby will nod as he's walking away and go back to work.
While that was going on, you probably noticed that Rurik was sort of looking up every now and again. And when Ermon leaves, he walks over to you, and he essentially just compliments the blade, and he offers his assistance with the job that you're doing, if you would like.
I will never turn down an extra pair of hands, especially skilled ones.
Cool. So you and Rurik will start to work together to amend the hilt of the blade of the chieftain onto Shatterspike.
Yep.
Leaving Urumon without a weapon.
In town.
Ermorn's body is a weapon. Okay.
Ormorn has his dragon's breath. He
Definitely
has
got
that
javelins and stuff
vial
as well.
of flame breath or whatever it was. I'm not too worried about Ormorn.
At one point, I strangled a man with my bare hands. Like, I don't think...
Tara,
Mm-hmm.
as you are waiting within the tavern for your clothes to be washed and cleaned, you hear the pitter-patter of a small humanoid making his way down the street that says,
Oh god.
"Blimey, I slept in!
Yes!
Where is everyone?"
She doesn't react. She just sits there, hopes to notice her.
Makes his way into town and he looks up, "Oh my god, love! You're not wearing many clothes!" Oh, and he's sort of ducked down, covering his eyes. Oh,
Well, are you well aware of that?
well, I suppose it's just how Mother Shantae wished it. Nature and all that. He just sort of looks up to you with a beaming grin on his face. Well, what are you going to do today then? What's the plan? Are we heading out? I was worried you'd all left me.
Well, I don't have the plan. I'm not the leader. So, I think I'm just gonna go over there and talk to the barmaid for a second. I'll be right back.
All right. No, I'll let you know what I'm gonna do. And he's sort of pointing towards I'll let you into a secret. There's a beautiful gnome here named Dem Corky Knuckle. She's
Okay, sorry, go on.
She's the priest of the shrine here. I'm gonna go in speak to her, if you know what I mean. And he gives you a wink. It's just struts out of the tavern with a sort of confident walk.
Tara looks really confused and then walks over to the barmaid.
And at this point, you can see that the barmaid seems to have.
I prefer
You-
selling.
Your clothes are washed. Your clothes are washed, Tara. They're just not necessarily dry.
Where in town would I find like a fancy dress? The girl with the red hair was wearing something like that.
Damn, working knuckles.
It's okay, you can talk to me. I won't bite.
I like the girl in the green dress.
Yeah, like a fancy dress.
You won't. Nothing like that here. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Well, where would I find clothes then?
I mean, you could try speaking to Kerwin. She runs the general store.
Yeah, I
Normally, if
figured.
we need stuff like that, we kind of just make our own clothes, really. If anyone wants anything fancy like that, they'd probably go to Arabelle.
Okay. Well, thank you, I guess.
You're welcome. And she just sort of hands the clothes back to you.
They're all soggy, right?
They're still pretty wet. Yep.
Could put them by the fireplace.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, Tara's gonna hang them up, like lay them out, like as good as she can, and then just sit back down.
Cool. The rest of you have made your way into the village hall. And as you make your way in, Fleur Soleil sort of weaves away through you and knocks on the door. Werner! And she pokes her head through. Bear with me a second, please.
I turn to
And she
Savina
sort of-
real fast. Savina, just stay behind us, because you don't want to ruin that nice dress you've got on. Just say.
I was literally about to do the
okay.
same thing, Brandon.
Great names.
Yeah, Kay looks over to Shay and then back to Savina and just listen to the what else. It's going to get very
For-
wet.
It's for your benefit, yes.
All right.
And a couple minutes later, Felicity sort of makes her way out of the room and she beckons for you to enter. She's like, the mayor will see you now. And Savina, as you go past, she just mouths the word sorry with like all this sort of sorrow in her face, like, I'm so sorry.
Very
As she closes.
confused look.
Kay takes a deep breath before she walks in.
We all walk in.
And Felicity closes the door, steps into the room with you. You've returned then!
Good morning.
Did you find him? Did you find him?
Find
Falcon!
him.
Shoreen! Caracos!
We found them, or what was left of them.
Yes.
What do you mean what was left of them? What have you done to them?
as We haven't done anything to them. The Citadel done everything to them.
The druid Belak corrupted them, and sadly they did not survive.
Corrupted corrupted druid! And he sort of points towards you. How do I know you're telling the truth to me? How do I know you didn't kill them yourself?
We
And
were
Savina, you can just notice that all his sort of jowls are just vibrating as he's sort of, and the sort of spit is just flying everywhere, and he's slamming his fists against the desk, and his lollies are just sort of lolling away in his bowl.
She's just like trying her best to just stop from laughing. She has that look where you can tell like she's trying really hard not to laugh, just like sort of like she's like sucked in her lips a bit, just trying really hard.
Shay, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, we were down there for almost a week, experiencing the worst Belak had.
You've been down there for longer than a week, lass!
So, time is a little bit iffy when you're stuck underground with no sunlight. Didn't know.
Excuses! I need to know what happened! I need to know what happened to Sherwin and Tarlan! You could all be the evil party as far as I can see!
You're right. We could very well be the evil party. In which case, stop fucking shouting at us and listen to us.
I am the mayor of this town! I will do what I want, you devil!
Kay will cast Thaumaturgy and make her voice 3 times louder than it already is, and shout, "Sit the fuck down and listen!"
Intimidation?
Yes. I will try my very best, at least.
Oh, I wish I could assist, but I don't think I can.
Nice.
Too bad.
Yeah, cool, that's fine, yeah. As you sort of make your form sort of larger and expel your voice, you can see he shrinks back into the chair as much as he can. One of his chins,
Which is much.
his top chin sort of disappears into his bottom chins. Make it quick then! Explain what's going on!
Kay will reach into her pocket and pull out Sherwin's ring, and just in her fingers. We were given to this by Sherwin. She was connected to the Golthias tree. Okay? She was corrupted by it.
What is a Golthias tree? I've never heard of such a thing!
I just kind of like look at Shay and be like, is this guy for fucking real?
I thought you were aware of the enchanted apples.
Yes, the apples that the goblins bring.
They come from the Golthias tree.
And he's just looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There is a tree, a foul tree. We destroyed it, along with Belak.
What does that mean for my apples?
I
Your
can't
apples
say.
are no more.
And he's sort of shaking this fat finger at you. My apples? Oh, no more! I told you before you left this place not to destroy my apples!
It
Couldn't
was
be-
either destroy the tree, or your town was going to continue to get attacked by all these tiny little fucking twig blights.
We haven't seen any of those damn twig blights for a week!
And why do you think that is?
She nods agreeingly.
I don't know. Do I look like I have magic powers? Psychic powers? I don't know. Perhaps they got bored.
All you need to know is we, my friends and I, we represent the Emerald Enclave. We went into the Sunless Citadel, killed many goblins,
Emerald Enclave.
killed many and we killed Belak. Your village is better off at that. Understand, we did this town big favor, and your attitude is not appreciated. As I,
Who did this town a big favor? I'm going to the Emerald Enclave. I don't care.
what do you care about then?
What happened to my people?
They died.
And at this point, you can see Flisto sort of puts a hand on your shoulder and moves forward. Werner, perhaps we should take these people at their word. From what I've seen of them, they seem like good people. Very well. Thank you for bringing back news of Sir Wayne and Targan and destroying the tree that brings the great apples to me. You will not be rewarded for this. He sort of points his fat finger in your face, Karnaka. I expect you to leave Orcus before nightfall. Do you understand me?
Not very well, but clear enough, unfortunately.
We will.
Now get out of my office!
Goodbye.
Out! And Felicity will sort of motion you to leave the room and close the door behind you. And sort of as she leaves the room, she sort of puts her hand to her face like, I am so sorry. He has become.
Can I?
Yes.
No, carry on. Sorry.
I am at my wit's end with Mayor Werner. There's nothing that I can do. He has become, well, you can see what he is. May
How-
I go, please?
How did some idiots like that come to sit as mayor of Oakhurst?
The decision is made in the capital of Cormier.
Uh-huh.
I have petitioned to both Arabelle and Winterhaven about Werner's behaviour in recent time. Unfortunately, probably not soon enough for the summer court meeting in Suzelle, but hopefully something will be done in the near future. He is not fit. Lead
more ways
our
than
little
one.
community.
No.
Yes.
Definitely.
I imagine he doesn't fit most places.
Savina.
I'm sorry, that was rude.
The
Why
human
don't
has
we
a
make
point,
a-
though.
She does.
Why don't we make our way back to the tavern and perhaps I can assist you with next movements?
That would be
I
nice.
think that would be most suitable, yes.
Cool. And she will sort of gesture you towards the tavern itself.
Kay kind of like nudges Savina and says, that was a good one.
You knew you had the jokes.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do while you're in town?
Savina, I have
Yes.
something in my bag that I found earlier. And Kay reaches into her bag and she pulls out the 2 scrolls. I understand what I said in the Citadel about finding scrolls, and if you came across any, that you should give them to me and whatever, but the thing is, that Citadel was fucking shitty. And we
Fine.
all died. So, whatever. We all nearly died numerous times, and I would really, really like to not die in the future. So if these scrolls can do anything that will allow us to potentially stay alive for much more, I would like you to have them, but only if you can read them. So, and Kay will hold out the 2 scrolls in her hands towards Savina.
I'll certainly take a look.
Savina, you recognize both scrolls.
Motherfucker!
Of course she
One
does.
is a
Get
scroll
wrecked.
of, one is a scroll of mage armor. The
Ooh.
other one is a scroll of knock.
Oh.
So, can you read them?
Yes, I can actually.
Will they prove useful?
One of these will most certainly.
That's good at least.
I'm just trying to write these in before we go from there.
That was very big of you, Kanaka. Yes, I'm still standing here.
Kay's just thinking about the 3 red potions that she has in her bag still. She hasn't said it to anyone yet. Thank you. I realize that it's probably best for all of us to stay alive. It seems that we've done.
Gives you a hug.
Kay's like, she's kind of wary, but then like leans into it and just pats her on the back gently.
So many hugs.
Oh.
It's the title of the episode. Hug.
So
One
many
big
hugs.
awkward.
Or so many.
Oh,
In
she
case
feels
so.
awkward.
I'll grab Shay by the
Ashby,
hair and just pull her in.
Oh.
Ashby, is there any other business you wanted to conduct at the forge, or?
Once the chain shirt and the hilt is affixed, I'm mostly done. I will ask I'll ask Rurik if there's anything that he needs my help with before I take Molly and head back to town.
He'll sort of notion that no, it's okay, and he'll thank you for allowing him to work with you on the hilt and the sword for Shadowspike. And he'll just give you another sort of long embracing hug. As you
Nice.
with a manly pat on the back.
Do the forearm handshake, and and then I will just take Molly and the armor and the Shadowspike and head back to the tavern.
Cool. So you all eventually convene back in the tavern. Tara, your clothes eventually do dry.
Yay!
As you enter, you can see
She'll put them on then.
she's sort of Tara's just sort of playing with throwing knives, just doing some little tricks and stuff as you guys enter the room.
Oh, real quick. I forgot to mention. I do have some errands I want to run, and I will send
Okay,
you
cool.
what I want to do, Alex.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey guys, how did it go?
It was
That's-
wet.
Yes, and it kind of went
Yeah.
as expected, to be honest.
Why is it wet?
Oh,
Because
Well, the
Farmer's
guy
fat
spit.
shit.
Wait, the guy spits. What do you?
The guys, look at me. And Kay's like glistening in slobber.
Oh, I thought that was just your glitter from your patron. I didn't know.
That is just spit, my friend.
He cannot control his saliva glands. It's quite unusual.
It's unsettling.
And he's so fat.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, he is. He's fat. Please,
Oh,
please.
Velocio,
Oh,
you're
I'm
still
sorry.
here. Just fucking shitting on Verna.
We all know how terrible Verna is. Now, please, what are your intentions from here on? Verna needs you gone before nightfall.
Oh, yes.
In my
That's what we-
estimation,
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have to.
that
leave.
gives you. Yes, I'm afraid you have to leave. You have 2 hours. In my estimation.
Well, that is perfect. Well, because Urky right now is off somewhere having sex with them quirky knuckles. So we
Who?
so we can just leave
Excellent.
With who?
them quirky knuckles is what he said.
Them
Cool.
quirky knuckles.
The first thing he does when he
It's
gets
like
out
a
of prison.
no,
Look,
I don't know.
don't
more.
judge the little man. At least he's getting some.
Well, he was
Yeah,
really
more than the
weird
rest of
about
us.
it. He was like, "We're gonna talk," you know what I mean? He could have just said it. Like, I'm not stupid.
Yes, for someone so forthright, you'd think he wouldn't dance around the subject.
If we have such limited time, perhaps we should finish our business here in town.
Yes.
We should bring the rings to the
Yes.
lady.
We absolutely
Get our
need
money.
to take the rings to their mother. And
Okay, so
was there anything else
order
that we
of
had?
business.
Yes. Kanaka, you have Charwayne's ring.
I do.
Can you part with it, please?
I don't think it's magical or anything, and it's worth what, 150 gold? I think I can
Yes.
part with it. 130 gold.
I think we're getting like 125 gold each. And
Yes.
that ring was like 30 gold or something.
It wasn't worth too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so to not Sherwin, excuse me, to Kerwin, was it?
The mother,
Yes.
yes. And I
The
think it
shop
should
lady.
be Savina and Tara should go because they met with her before. So
Why don't we all go?
I mean,
Just-
we have stuff that we need to try to get rid of as well. I mean, she's still a businesswoman, right?
This is true.
I mean, is
Right,
it
right.
sensitive? Like, oh, here's your dead children's rings. Can we sell you stuff?
She didn't seem like she was
know,
ever
To be
not in
fair,
the
her
problem
daughter
like a
didn't think
business-
she cared
like
any for
business.
her. I mean,
From my experience, people are a lot more generous when they are sad.
She
If you would
made-
like my opinion,
She made me pay
Kerwin-
full price for your gifts, even though we were gonna look for her children. She's very.
Kerwin is a big
strict.
fan of money. She will do business with you, I'm sure.
excellent.
Is there what's your where do you intend to head from Orcus? Perhaps I could lend you
To
advice.
Shay,
Arabelle,
where are we going?
Yeah. I would like to visit Arabelle on our way to Winterhaven.
Is that on the way though?
Do we? I think maybe
I
don't
don't think we
know.
want to go through the forest, do we?
it's the
Well,
only way,
where-
though.
We can either go back the way we came and take the road through the forest, or we can find a path to Arabelle. I mean, it's
It's probably easier to. So
Yeah. Is Arabelle like a city or a town? Or can we ask
Arabelle
what she knows?
is.
Arabelle is a city.
Oh,
Ooh.
city.
With an actual bathhouse.
Well-
Maybe people that
With-
won't accost us.
with good alcohol.
And perhaps some doodles to be made.
Absolutely.
And I can draw all the buildings.
That
Oh.
too.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my thing.
That is
But here's the thing. That only works if we can get out of here without running into Arky. Because
This is true. Oh,
he's
Let's
going to
go.
want to go
Quick.
the other way. Or we could
Guys,
just tell
let's
him
go.
that's where we're going and we'll meet him in
But we
Yeah.
don't wanna go with him, and he might decide to.
Winterhaven.
Let's just leave now.
Judging by what we saw or what Miss K saw, wouldn't it make more sense to head directly for Winterhaven?
It would, but I am not very good when I am not on a road. I would much prefer to travel by road rather than through rugged terrain.
You can still the east way cuts through Hardwick Forest. You don't have to go directly through it. I mean, it would obviously take you slightly longer because you'd have to you'd follow the Imnir River down to the east way, and then simply take the east way to the east. And then Winterhaven is nestled in between the Thunderpeak.
And we do have Molly and my wagon back, so
Would that
Yes.
make a difference though? Because that might be more difficult and then take more time. So taking the actual road might take the same time.
roads are usually safer though.
That's true.
Yes.
And again, I have a cart to pull.
I would not advise going into the Hullock Forest off the road.
Oh, you shouldn't have told her that.
You certainly wouldn't get a cart for it would take you longer. The terrain is very rugged, and there are threats within the Hulk Forest. And she will move, hold her hair back, and you can see that her right ear is missing.
Oh.
It's fucking gross.
I guess mid. It doesn't
That-
work. It has to be non-living.
Well, this is
That's not-
literally what I just said, just not in such fancy words.
I think we should take the road to Arabelle, stock up on supply, and then head through the Hulk Forest.
I am in favor of that idea.
Okay.
I can agree. That's fine.
I think it'd be wise, because we don't know what's in Winterhaven, and if what Kanaka says is true, it's going to be quite awful there, apparently. And also there's the cult, the cult that's there as well.
Indeed. It's probably much better to be prepared.
I believe what
makes
I
sense.
saw is absolutely true. I don't think I would have been shown it if I didn't need to take care of it.
How
let's
long is
just-
the trip to Arabelle?
It's worth noting that Kanaka, that was more of a vision, so it's more of a
Yeah,
foreshadowing.
that's what I was gonna
It's
ask. If it was
Mm.
like precognition or current.
But also there's a contact in Winterhaven, the Emerald Enclave contact, so I should get there as well.
Right,
So,
I'd like to
Should we
speak with
take these
this-
rings back?
Yes, give them to Savina. Or okay, are we all going, or
I
Somebody's
believe we're
going.
all going. I mean, we're going to need to leave immediately anyway, once we are
Yes.
done, so we might as well stay together.
Let's go to the shop and then leave, and just leave
To the
Orcus
shop.
behind.
Then to Molly,
Um,
and we are gone.
I'm
Sorry, are
always
you
already
going to
here.
Arabelle or are you going to Winterhaven?
oh, well,
We're going
Arabelle.
to
What's that?
Arabelle.
Arabelle, yeah.
like
Okay,
first.
you will want to follow the Immerflow river down to the east way still, and then head west.
Oh, okay.
So either way, we're going the same direction.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Well, except for when we need to go east, we'll go
Yeah,
west.
Right,
we just go.
good.
Yeah.
We'll come to a fork in the road and we'll pick one.
Okay.
Very
Shopping.
well.
To
If you have
Caraway.
no further questions, then by all means go to Caraway.
Thank you for being so hospitable to us.
I figured you needed some hospitality after your meeting with Werner.
We're sorry about your friends, the ranger and the paladin.
The paladin was no friend of ours. He just came through the village, and death is inevitability. It's fine. No need to apologize. She just sort of shrugs her shoulders at you as she's sort of speaking. Anyway, don't let me keep you, please, by all means.
Okay.
And you guys want to head out to the general store?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta meet that grieving mother.
She's not that
So-
grieving.
Are you all gonna bundle into this, or
That's what I
are you
was saying. There's probably too many of us.
No, Ermorn would wait outside.
Yeah, same. She was.
I have stuff to sell, so I'm going in.
I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
in.
fine.
Someone, if Urki shows up, hide.
I'll try my best, but it's not one of my strong suits.
Well, just come inside then. When he shows up.
He just gives you like a smile. I'll try.
You're trying to go inside?
Well, he's probably not going to be paying attention.
I'll just get into a cat.
Oh, Ottermorn, before I forget, and just in case something really terrible happens while
You see
we're
his
in there,
eyes light up because he knows what you're going to do.
and I pull out Shatter Spike and I hand it back to him with the hilt first. Hopefully
He
this
takes
will be
it.
to your liking.
And gets a couple practice swings when it feels just as it did when it was on the blade of the chieftain. I can't thank you enough, Ash. I can't.
Well, now it's the Shatter Spike of the chieftain. But that's not a very good name. We'll workshop it.
It's the chief
I think I would like that. Or the Shatterer of Chieftains. Something. We'll figure it out.
There you
Or
go.
the chieftain spike.
Oh,
Works too.
Thank you, Karnaka.
I'm sure it will
Appreciate
come
it.
with time.
This is a. Never mind.
I'm sorry, we're ruining your moment.
I was about to
And,
mansplain, but I decided that was a bad idea.
especially when your party is primarily female. That's fair.
Ermorn is like very proud of this weapon. Not that he did it, but he's excited to have it, and he keeps trying to like make eyes with people and then look at the sword to make them look at the sword.
Hey,
Say, hey,
Hey,
out the
look at the sword.
it's pretty cool, right? Better than your sword.
I know, it's a pretty cool sword, man.
Tara, as you make your way into the general store, Coane has her back to you. I will be closing soon. Please make it. And as she turns around, she's like, "It's you, my daughter, my son."
Well,
And he's just standing there expectantly.
Shay, you're the leader, why don't
I'm outside.
Is it Kerwin?
Yes, it is, my child. You have news for me.
Kay will reach into her pocket and pull out Sherwin's ring and take Kerwin's hand and just press it into her palm.
And you see her body language just sort of slump in a bit into sort of herself.
And Kay looks back to Tara and just like flicks her fingers, as in that, give me the other one.
Tara doesn't have it. Shay has the other one.
Do I?
Yeah.
I thought you had it.
Shay!
No.
What? What is it?
oh, this is a shit show.
Give me Talgon's ring.
I thought Tara had.
I don't have it. You have it.
Oh, I guess
Oh
I do
my
have
God.
it. Sorry. Here you go.
I think Savina has it.
Oh.
When
See,
did I
could
get
have
it?
We're like, I don't have
I
it. You have it. You have it. No.
You don't have
I
it.
remember Savina staying back in the room with Sherwayne and
Mhm.
trying
Yeah.
to give her a ring back.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I remember I was trying to get both of them for the longest time. I just gave up.
But I don't have the ring, Shay. You have the ring.
I do not have a bloody ring.
I only had some.
But who has the
Savina?
ring?
I'm like gonna like look round at Savina. I'm guessing she's just like standing there smiling and just
Just completely clueless.
yeah. Savina.
Please stop.
Sorry.
I'm being so insensitive right now.
Savina.
Yes.
Please stop. My daughter is dead. This is what this means, yes?
It does.
Yes.
She sort of closes her fist. She goes around to the other side of her counter. She comes back with a bag, and she hands it out towards you, Kanaka. Just take
Take
this.
We
and
also
leave.
have your son's ring.
Leave. Please. Just leave me alone.
So, does this mean we're not going to do any other business?
No, not today, okay? I've just learned that my daughter is dead and probably my son, but you people are faffing around.
Actually,
We also have his ring.
I told you. She says from outside.
actually,
Don't want to know.
But I do have a
Leave.
message for you from your daughter.
Very well. Be quick.
She said that she's.
Come on, speak up, speak up. I know you're short, but speak up.
She said that she's sorry for the decisions that she's made. And that she loves you.
And as you say that, you can see her head starts to sort of tilt towards the ground, and she turns her back on you. Thank you. Please, I need to be alone.
We understand.
Whoever has the ring should put it down on the counter.
Let's go.
Trudy.
I follow Ashby.
Yeah.
And at the last second, she sort of turns around and she says, Trudy, thank you. It's just a lot for me to process right now.
Understand. There's a lot for her to process as well.
We hope you find peace.
And we leave.
And while that is going on in the store, Urmon,
No.
Shay.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Urmon! Shay!
Oh no.
I turned to a cat.
Stealth check! Stealth check!
Urmon tries to turn into a statue. Like acting as a fixture.
And you see the small shape of Urki moving as quick as he can across the courtyard. He's very sort of flushed at this point. And you see he has like a lipstick mark on his cheek. You're never gonna believe what happened to me! You're never gonna believe! And as he gets, he's like booking, why are you standing still, man? This must be some sort of dragonborn thing!
I'm a statue.
Meow.
Oh, you guys bring me so much joy every day. I can't wait to head out on our next adventure. Oh, what are they all doing in that shop there? Well, that woman doesn't look very happy. Oh, they're coming out. I see Aki's very excited with this. Ashby, Tara, Serena, Mrs. K. Where are we off to next then?
You are on your way back to Winterhaven.
You're gonna come to Winterhaven with me. That's amazing.
That's not what I said.
We are going to follow you.
We have other business before we arrive in Winterhaven. We'll take you half the way. And then
What about the cult?
We will be there to handle the cult or whatever else is going on. But we have other business.
You think it'll be alright?
We have other business that we need to attend to first. Just go and let everyone know that we're coming.
It is your
I'll be
special
like the scouting party.
Yes.
That's right. Just like you were
Exactly
with the
like-
Sunless Citadel.
I didn't have much fun the last time I was out on my own, though.
No, but this
It
time
was,
you've had experience with
it
real
was really
adventurers.
scary.
Maybe
Oh,
them
that's true.
Corgi Knuckles want to go to.
Oh.
Or
No,
think
our
about-
place is here.
Think about how
Don't be silly.
much she would love you when you come back and tell the story of
Love?
your victorious trip.
I'm not looking for love. I'm just looking to sow some seeds.
Well, that's the type of
Jesus
love
Christ.
that I meant. Hey, sire.
She gave me a kiss today, you know.
Congratulations.
Maybe she'd give you even more if you came back with some brave stories of how you got to Winterhaven all by
Sure.
yourself.
Well,
Like
that's how I
herpes.
got my kiss.
Wait, but weren't you saying earlier that you were having sex?
No, this only met her today. I've heard about her before. You don't do that with a woman the first time you meet her. Blimey. I know what they do in your
Getting-
culture.
It's such a good little
You're moving
story.
slowly.
You're very confusing.
Well, I'm quite short, so I can't move very fast.
That's not what I'm. Okay.
We need to be out of this town before night falls. Let's go.
Let's go find Molly. Oh, how
I
is
have
she,
Molly.
Ash?
She's right there. She's been with us the whole
Oh my
time. You
goodness.
pay no attention.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
this
so
is
slightly
your
hungover.
mule. Oh, she's a beautiful mule, you know.
Keep
Do
your
you
hands
mind
off.
if I comb her hair? Oh. Mm. Very protective of her, are we?
Yes.
I understand.
You stay 15 feet away.
At all times.
That's a long way away from me.
It is. I agree.
All right, boss, you got it. You're the cleric. I'm just the acolyte.
Oh, good call.
I understand.
Then I
Beautiful
start loading
horse,
up
though.
the cart. She's a mule. She's not a horse. How dense
Oh,
can
it's
you
all
be?
the same to me. Well,
uh,
I don't know, really. I'm too dense to know.
Thank you. Kay, can we split up our money, please?
What
I
money?
don't trust you to hold on to that pouch, dear.
Kay will give Ashby half the 125.
No, it's a piece.
It's
It is one,
125 per person.
It is, yes. Within the
Oh.
bag is 750 gold pieces.
Oh,
Mhm.
But thank you for 375 gold pieces. I am so
No.
appreciative.
I will put mine in mine, and then I will hand Ashby the rest of the coin to do
Can
easy
I-
math.
Can I have a couple? I only have like
Huh?
3 gold on me.
We're going to split this up
But-
evenly, and if you don't want to hold it, then we'll figure something else out. But
I'll hold it for you if you want. I
no,
mean, I
don't
mind.
let Karnaka hold anything. She's
Well,
got
I'm
the
very
bad.
good at
She's got
holding.
the bad legs. She can't really do much. It's too heavy for
She's
her.
holding a lot of gold already.
I will take
I don't
out.
have that much gold.
I'm pretty sure I gave you like a little chest full earlier in the citadel.
That was only a couple.
I will take out my 125 and I will pass it over to Savina.
Count it out and hand it to Tara.
Tara will take 25 and pass it on. It is
they are
Is it
all
real
right.
gold though? That's all that I care about. Is it real
It's-
gold?
Has the same value as gold, yes.
Oh, that's all that
Okay.
matters.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank
Right.
goodness.
Let's be on our way.
Arabelle.
To Arabelle!
Arabelle.
Down the river.
I mean, I have a few errands I'd like to run before.
Oh,
To Arabelle!
anywhere.
No,
You
I'm
can-
joking.
you could do your errands in Arabelle. There'll probably be a lot more shops there, and we can, sell.
Well, I'd like to do them before we leave. I mean, it's not too pressing.
I don't think that
Oh, that's
woman's
okay.
is gonna be open for business because her children died.
And we pretty much need to be out of town.
We only have an
What?
hour left.
What do you need to do, Savina?
Yeah, we can help you.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
It's kind of personal.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess if you
Oh.
don't.
I don't know
That's
why
very
you're owing.
sneaky. I don't. What? Just said it was personal. Whatever. You
So
do
it's
you,
just
girl.
something I'd like to take care of before I leave.
It's okay.
Okay, well, why don't we just wait at the town exit and you take your time? I guess.
Right?
Yes, we'll finish packing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But I have all my stuff. What are we packing?
Actually, I do have something for you, Tara.
For me?
And I pull out the chain shirt and I hold it up to make sure I got the measurements right, and I hand it to her.
Look, I did it glitters. It is so beautiful. Did you make it?
I didn't think that I'd be able to expand the other one enough to give you the comfort that you needed.
It is so much better than the other one. And she rips off the chain shirt she's currently wearing
Ugh.
and puts the other one on. How does it look?
Sassy.
Slimming. It looks
Yeah.
slimming. It's a good color.
So yes.
I don't want to look weaker. Why
I
would
didn't
it?
say you looked weaker.
No.
Okay.
Or
Fit.
not.
You look fit.
Yes. Like a strong warrior.
Exactly like a strong warrior.
I
love
call it Bard's Barrier.
Awesome.
Everything needs a name. It's important.
Yes. Bird's barrier.
I like it. Has a nice ring to it. Thank you so much, Ash. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Maybe now you won't, when you jump in front of me, I won't be so worried.
Well,
Then I go back to Molly.
maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, Savina, what are your errands?
So I have a question. Is there any sort of like main temple around here?
There's a shrine managed by them Cookie Knuckle.
Not more gnomes.
Is anybody in here?
Yeah, so there's a shrine of some sort within town.
Right, so I'd just like to go there and sort of ask if they're the one that handle like any sort of like funeral arrangements.
Yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. So how are you going to find? Do you sort of voice to the group that there's something you want to do, or?
You should take
go off
Orky.
and no. I'll just go off and ask like either a town guard or someone.
Yeah, cool. So they'll motion you towards the east side of town. Make a persuasion check because they may be persuaded to escort you. Yep. Yeah, you start talking to one of the sort of town guys, and it becomes like a bit sort of besotted with you. You can feel he's potentially attracted to you as well, and he leads you towards the east side of town, towards a very sort of small, slightly worn-down wooden structure. And as you go inside, you can see that there's a small gnome with the sort of white garments on. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Can I be of any assistance for you?
Yes, actually. It's not the best of news, but Carowin, who runs the general store, she very unfortunately has suffered loss recently, and I know I couldn't do much for her, but I'd at least like to make it a little bit easier on her.
I see.
She's just going to count out the 81 gold, so I can just be at a nice 100. And I will give it to the gnome and just say, I'd just like to sort of put this aside towards her funeral expenses.
Oh, that's very generous of you. I assume this means that Charwayne and Talgan are no longer with us.
No, unfortunately, they have passed.
Very well. If you would like to give a donation, and she sort of gestures towards this, where the sort of main shrine is, you can see there's a bowl that seems to be filled with coin. And in the tradition of Timora, if you could just place the gold into the bowl, that would not only would you be pledging the money towards the ceremony itself, but you would also be receiving the blessing of Timora, if it pleases you.
Certainly, if that's how you'd like to handle it. Sure.
Oh, yes, please.
So she will walk over to like the donation bowl. She'll place the money in it, and she'll just say a small prayer to both Timora and Killamvor to just give her blessing to the children in whatever afterlife they end up in.
Cool. And the gnome will join you in prayers. Would you like to say anything else?
I kind of needed some general stuff, but I don't think that's going to happen now. I guess I'll just ask her, since this is a church. I assume they might get like random donations or something. Do you, by any chance, happen to have any sort of like tarps or maybe some like towels I could purchase from you?
With a donation like that, I've got some towels I can give you. You would not need to pay.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Stay right there. I'll go get them. And she sort of rushes off into the back room. And, she comes back with these sort of they're a bit worn, a bit tatty. They're like that. They're white, but they're like that white. They're aged, so they're a little bit grey.
Yeah, like off-white.
Yeah. And just sort of hands back. Here you go. I know they're not exactly the best of quality, but this is all I've really got to give, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's fine. They'll serve their purpose.
Very well. Is there anything else I can assist you with? You've been very generous and very kind.
Oh no, it's fine. I think that's all I need.
Well, the blessings of Timor are upon you. And she grabs your palm and she rubs a coin in your palm as she says that.
Oh, thank you.
May your journey onwards be a safe one.
Thank you.
Bye. As she starts to wave as you sort of leave.
She'll just give like a polite little bow and then turn and walk out.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to do, or?
I do just kind of want to try and find like either like a waterproof or water-resistant tarp of some sort somewhere. I'll think of like anywhere else than a general store that I could possibly find that.
So you're obviously aware that you have a time limit as well.
Yeah.
So you notice that as you start to make your way throughout time, the guards are sort of starting to give you a weary look. And before you're able to actually find anything that sort of resembles what you're looking for, one of the guys has actually come up to you and says, "You have to go. You know, your friends are waiting for you by the entrance to the village. Please leave."
Right, of course.
Cool. And eventually Savina rejoins the rest of you, and we shall start your journey onwards next week.
Yay.
Yay!
To Arabelle.
To Arabelle.
Detour.
Yeah.
Yay!